our generation just like maybe just a little too soft.
That's definitely true too.
You know,
definitely true.
But I just feel like not every single person has the same.
No, definitely, bro. Definitely.
But that's just how I see it.
A lot of people misdiagnose themselves for sure. It's just that they might be upset about one thing, and instead of fixing it, they're like, "Oh, this is what's wrong with me. I can't fix this." Like,
but that's the thing. Like, well, I learned this.
That goes back to knowledge. Knowledge.
I learned this shit at 15 years old by a man of Jim Rohn. He said, "If you want your life to change, you have to change. It's not the government. It's not the weather. It's not your parents. It's not your friends. It's not anything else.
No one can help you.
It's you that has to change." And the second I heard that, I was like, "Oh wait, that I have control over." And that changed everything. Like that changed my whole life. Like the way I view the world changed. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Sun 14 podcast. I'm here with Daniel and Robert.
Yes, sir.
You know, we got the squad here.
Yes, man. We've been planning this for a good little minute now. We've been like, all right, man, we got all three of us, and then like fucking school ended, and we're like, all right, we gotta.
Now we could get the party started.
And it's funny because this was supposed to, I mean, I don't think anybody can tell the time right now, but it was supposed to happen at like 9, and it's already like fucking 11 o'clock. I'm like, fuck.
Yeah, dude. It was a pretty weird situation. Like the driving, I thought it was gonna be 20 minutes to get here. This guy leaves when we leave, and then he comes 20 minutes later.
Yeah,
like,
it was stupid. There was traffic. I was like, fuck, man. I told these guys I'm gonna be here right this time. I was like, not at this time. I was like, fuck.
Yeah, dude. But I'm glad we're here. You know?
Definitely.
We got everybody here, and you guys want to drink? I brought a few brews.
Did you actually? Yeah. Nah, I cannot. I got my throw up drink, bro.
First time, all of us here are 21, by the way. So you want one?
Yeah, sure. Let's do it.
Of course, this guy wants one. I gotta tell a story. I gotta tell a story.
Tell the story, bro.
All right, man. So I was at my school working and I do campus safety if no one knows on this thing. And
actually I have.
And this dude, I don't know how'd you even see me? You just saw me from a like.
I have no clue, bro. I was driving and then I just saw you. I was like, oh, is he ticketing somebody? Really? What's going on?
Yeah. So then he came up right beside me and I was talking to this girl and he came up behind me. He's like, hey Rob, are you taking this girl? And I was like, no. Like I'm just talking to her. And then he's just like, he's like, oh, okay. So then he parks and he gets off and we're just all three of us are just talking, introduce, whatever. And then he's like, and he's drinking. I'm like, oh, like, what are you drinking, man? I'm over here thinking he's drinking water.
Cheers, bro.
Cheers, bro.
Cheers to you too.
Yeah. Bro, it's all green. Dude, mine's green too.
Like, you already drank fucking 75% of that shit.
That's I'm almost done with it. But nah, and then
cheers, bro.
Cheers.
Let's take a swig. First time drinking on the pod legally.
Is that really?
Yeah. Cheers. Yeah. All right, what were you saying?
What did I last say to you?
You said,
then I asked him when he was drinking.
Yeah.
And he's like, it's wine, bro. You want some? And I was like, wine at school at like 10 o'clock in the morning?
Yeah,
I was like, no,
you
bro.
had it with you? Just like...
No, I went to, there's like an Albertsons by SCC, and then I just went there and I bought this bottle of wine, and then I was like, I cannot...
move this a little bit. Yeah.
Move it this way?
Yeah.
Okay, and I was like, I cannot walk with this bottle of wine on campus or anything, and then... that was, I think, right before a quiz too for bio.
Yeah.
And then I just poured the entire bottle in my hydro flask and it fit. It fit like perfect. And I was like, beautiful. And then I drove to campus and then I was like, I should probably park somewhere else, you know. I have like 10, 15 minutes, take my time, drink some, walk to class. And then I see this guy. I was like, is he giving tea to somebody? And I was like, I'm going to say hi to him. I'm just going to sit in my car for a second. And then I noticed he's not. And then I was like, okay, I'll get out. And then we start talking. I was like, hey, do you want some wine? And I could see in his face, like, what the fuck?
And it's not even like, what? Like, what the fuck? It was just like, bro, wine? Like,
Out of all the things that are out there.
And then, bro, I drank it. And then he actually gave me a ride to class in a golf cart. It was dope, bro.
Yeah. I think you recorded it.
Yeah, I recorded it. I took a little, I think I sent you a video.
I didn't know you had wine on you.
Yeah, bro. I was hammered at that point. Because half of it was gone. And then by the time I got to class, I finished it. I finished the whole bottle of wine right before bio quiz, bro.
Oh, you finished it all before you?
Wine is sneaky too. Wine, like, even if you drink like a glass, like you might think, fuck, it's not that, it tastes good, you know?
Okay, so this was one of those days
you get fucked up.
We had a quiz for bio and there was going to be lecture after it. But I feel like the professor, he doesn't really give a shit when you go for lecture or whatnot. He records the entire thing and whatnot, has everything ready so you can look back to it. And I was hammered, bro. I remember I was taking the quiz and I was like, holy shit. But I took it and I was the first person who finished because I studied my ass off for it too. And I always studied so much for that class that I was like, that day I was like, I want to challenge myself. I want to see if I can do as well being completely not sober, And then I took it, I gave it to the professor. I'm sure I smelled like wine. And then I fist bumped him. And then I just left,
What kind of drunk slob is coming in here?
And I just left. I didn't even sit at my seat to wait for the lecture until other people finish. I was like, I should just leave before I do something dumb, And then I just left.
Yeah, it's good that you had your thoughts there though, because I don't know, most people probably just I'm it's gonna stay, and then they probably do something stupid. But it's cool that you had your thoughts of I don't know.
I think I hit you up too then when I left the class. I think I texted you and you were like, oh, I'm leaving right now. Was it that day or was it a different day?
I think there was a different day where you said, hey bro, are you free? I got 10, 15 minutes of class or minutes till class. And I was like, yeah, I got you right now. And I was a little late to come and then I come pick you up and I dropped you off.
That was a different day. Yeah, that was a day for was it final? I'm not sure.
It was one of your finals, yeah.
Yeah. That was the day for the final. No, I'm talking about way before. There was one time that it was 1 or 2 p.m. And then I hit you up and you're like, oh, I would be down, but I'm leaving. You were going home.
Oh, I was going home. Yeah.
Was it that same day?
No, that was a different day.
That was a different day?
Yeah,
I was drunk that day too, bro.
Really?
I just remember I was drunk.
I wonder, there's got to be other people just like that.
There's so many people.
I mean, it was my last semester. I wanted to do some shit that's
somehow such a potent drug that it's widely accepted.
Yeah.
Widely accepted.
I think you're not supposed to do it on campus, but I just wanted to make some memories.
But in general, the world, most people don't see alcohol in the same level as heroin.
Yeah. Of course. Yeah.
There's some disparity there.
Of course.
Which some people think that. I think that some drugs are actually better than alcohol. Alcohol puts you in a state where you literally can't function normally. And I was there on my birthday, if you don't remember.
I remember.
Yeah.
That
was an interesting night, bro.
That was an interesting
Those
night.
are good memories right there. I will never forget that. That shit was awesome,
bro. I remember in your house, you were turning red. You were taking so many shots in the house.
Yeah, that's where I think it got you fucked up the most.
Yeah.
Because you're doing
pre-gaming with tequila, Jameson shots, all that, mixing it up with the hardest liquor there is.
You should have ate some food or something, bro.
I did before that, and it was still a lot, but I was still functioning at probably my last 1% level of consciousness being able to talk to people and text people and shit.
Bro, you terrified me. When I saw that text, you texted me, I got kicked out at the bungalow, bro. Him and I witnessed the fight a minute before that.
Yeah.
2 minutes. I was like, was that Shyam? What happened? I was like, did Shyam get into a fight?
What happened? There was a fight. Just some random fight.
It's funny. Do you remember what happened? Yeah. So what happened was him and we were walking. And I think I saw this dude that I recognized. I was like, maybe I don't know, this guy looks familiar or whatever. And I didn't understand that section was a table or whatever. So I walked all the way into the place, right? And and I acted like I'm looking for a jacket or something just to see if that guy was like the person that I thought he is, and he wasn't. And he's like, what are you looking for? And I was like, oh, fuck. I didn't realize it's a table. And I was like, I'm looking for my friend's jacket, And then I turned around and I came back to it. And then some girl grabbed your arm. And then
it was that was.
And then you texted me right at that second. Right around that time, we saw a fight behind us. And you're like, what the fuck?
Because I was coming up to get into the main area where you guys were. You guys were inside, right?
Yeah, we were in the patio.
Yeah. So I was coming up on the patio, and that's where I got stopped. And then
it's not on the front.
Not in the front.
Oh, I thought this one
way back.
So when Dave came in, he was already in for a couple of minutes then.
Yeah.
And then how did you when he said
some
your cousin said
So the for those who don't know the backstory, it's my 21st, and at this bar, the bungalow, and my brother, who's not 21, tried to get in with my ID, and he got in, except that he gave me my ID back, and I was drunk as fuck, so I was asking him for it, and in that span of a few seconds of him just giving it to me and me putting it in my wallet, some guy security that I didn't see was there because I thought the security was just in the
at the door.
At the door, yeah.
So you guys were in.
I was in. Yeah, we were all in. Everybody was in.
That happened at the door. I thought like
No.
he gave it to you at the door, and I was like,
no.
that's such a rookie move.
No, dude.
Wait, so then I thought your cousin was the one that messed it all up.
Yeah. He also said he was also drunk and told some shit, and then so some random security guy just apparently was right behind my brother, and he saw that exchange taking place, and then he first came to me and was like, this isn't your ID, because my brother was giving it to me, so he was the one saying like, I'm you're underage.
Yeah,
but I was like, no, fuck, this is my ID, I'm the one that's 21. And then we started arguing a little bit, and then at the end my brother was just said like, I don't even have an ID. And so he didn't check for that. And he's like, all right, both of you guys just get out. And that's it.
Crazy.
Like, he didn't push us or anything. He didn't fucking like try to detain us. And I was in a sort of in a conscious state of knowing that this is like a legal thing. Like, I shouldn't just argue my way out of this. I shouldn't like try to fucking tell this guy to fuck off and shit like that, because that would escalate it even more. I still had that sense in me. Okay. So we both walked out. And then my dad also came with us, and then we just drove. Like, we just.
Your dad is cool, dude. I met your dad. I was like, I never met him prior to that day, and he's cool.
He's
really?
Fucking
your first time? Oh,
it was my first time. Yeah.
Yeah, he's cool.
Yeah, he's a cool cat.
Yeah, he is real laid back.
Yeah, all my uncles are like that, bro. Like,
oh yeah, your uncle is really cool too. And your dad and uncle look alike a lot.
Yeah.
Like, you can tell they're brothers.
Yeah, they. My family on my dad's side, he has 4 brothers, 5 including him, and so like. That's like my biggest like family right there. Yeah. And we're all super close. Like, all my cousins, we're like brothers and sisters.
Yeah.
Like,
it's his birthday yesterday, huh? One of them?
No, not yesterday. Yeah, maybe. Actually, yesterday. Yeah, you posted about it. My birthday. Yeah. Fuck. If you didn't see on my story, dude, that I posted a picture of him drinking at Dallas airport. He had like 4 Jameson sours, probably a beer or 2.
It was the worst barbecue you guys tasted in that joint, or what?
Dude, yeah. That was definitely the worst barbecue I've ever had at Dallas airport. Like I forget the guy, maybe like Dave's barbecue or some shit like that. And that was our pit stop to go to New York in December, right?
Oh, this was just recent then?
Yeah, recent, December. Okay. And here we are, Dallas airport. I've been here like 5 times already. Yeah. I've had Chick-fil-A. I've had all this other shit that's in the terminals. We had 3 hours to kill. Like, what are we going to do for 3 hours?
Yeah.
And so he's like, all right, we got to find a bar next time. So we just walk around. Dallas airport's huge. There's terminals, I think A through E. And you got to take a tram to each one.
Oh, dang.
So we're taking trams, like looking at the maps and shit. Where's a good place to eat? Where's a bar? So we randomly take it onto like Terminal C or something. And we walk down, start walking around, and here's like a Shake Shack and a Pinkberry and that barbecue place with a bar on the side. So we sit down, have a few drinks. This guy starts getting hammered. Like, he starts pouring shots back, everything. And then we're like, I'm hungry as fuck. We get this barbecue joint filled with Cubans, by the way, like only Cubans working there. So they're like, oh, wait, like, fucking, what do you want? You know, like fucking, everybody's yelling back there. And I knew just from that experience, like, this isn't going to be like a good Texas barbecue just from that. But like, we need to eat something, you know? So we order it. It's like $40 for a turkey, like barbecue turkey, chicken, sides,
which is
mac
good.
And cheese.
So it's decent, or is that kind of a lot?
I mean, it's pretty decent. Okay, like, it's average, I guess. But I knew it wasn't going to be like first class barbecue, because I've been to actual Texas barbecue in Dallas. Like, that's probably the best barbecue I've ever had. Sides were killer and everything. And we got that shit. It took them like 2 minutes. Like, they just like had it already ready, so they just gave it to us. Like, god damn it.
No, that's just gonna take time, bro. I mean, some of the shit that they have is like already in the oven for hours, so I mean, they can just grab it out and put it there.
Like,
but
and that's what it was. Like, they had it in like some warmer or some shit, and it made it so fucking dry.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
made it.
This chick got vet.
No, you're almost done, bro. This guy's barely-
I've been talking.
I know.
Yeah, and so, it was the driest piece of meat I've ever had in my life. Like literally, like I had to pull it out of my mouth.
Really?
Yeah.
That bad? Dang.
Yeah, but it was worth it, I guess, just like to have something down there. So because it's a, I don't even know, 3 or 4 hour flight to go to New York. So you had to have something filling.
So what did you guys do for the rest of the time besides eat? Did you spend the majority of your time at that restaurant?
Yeah.
Dang.
Were you more at the restaurant or the bar?
Yeah, the bar is like right next to the restaurant. Like it's literally 5 feet away. And and we were sitting at both, like the bar drinking.
Yeah, usually like in airports, it's like one after the other. Like everything's stacked next to each other. Yeah.
This one was sort of like a food court. You know how that's laid out?
Yeah.
Like that in a mall or something. So it was good. But then in New York, that's where like everything like got, we tasted like the worst possible food available, and then the best of the best in the span of like probably 10 hours. Like that happened. And then in New York, that pizza we ate.
What was that place called again?
Yeah. It's like, no, I forgot. Lil something. It's on First Street, First Ave, like right at the beginning of First Ave.
This is New York, right?
Yeah. I forget what it's called. Lil Frankie's. That's what it is.
Lil Frankie's.
Yeah.
It's always them Lils, man.
One of the best pizzas I've ever had, dude.
It's always the Lils.
Them Lils, man.
Oh, that's funny.
Man. That's crazy. You been in New York or not?
I haven't, no. I want to though.
I wanted to really bad.
Have you?
No, I
Dude,
really
we should go
want
together.
to. I'm
Go,
down.
bro. I'm
No,
down,
all
bro.
three.
Yeah.
We should plan it ahead.
We should do summer next time. Like I went in the winter, which is fun too. Like Christmas spirit.
That would be cool. I would want
Everything.
One, yeah.
Is it cold though? Hella
It's cold. It's cold. Yeah, we were biking a lot though. There's city bikes.
How much did you
on every
pay for all
block.
that? Like not the whole. Like I'm talking about the bikes. Like how much?
Bikes.
Yeah.
18 cents per minute for electric.
Is that the same thing over here too, or is it more expensive?
I don't know. I haven't done bikes over here, but
it's like 30 cents.
That's cheap though.
18 cents per minute, and you could go wherever you want. And there's the thing about that is in a subway, you're underground. You don't get to see the city.
Yeah.
Right. You just underground. You see whatever's
homeless
there.
looking people raping each
homeless.
other.
You see rats, dude. I saw a shit ton of rats there.
Really? And how are they small?
subway,
They're actually big.
They're
Like
big, they're big ass
They're
rats.
eating good because don't they
eating
put the trash
fucking
out on the side of the street?
Yeah.
Like all the you know how there's
'Cause
like
they don't
the
have
big
alleyways.
dumpsters and shit over here. There's no big dumpsters over there, right? Each restaurant just puts their trash in the like sidewalk.
Yeah, and
so
trash
the rats
bags.
be eating good, bro. That's why.
crazy. Yeah.
The rats is like I'm poking.
For winter and
Bulking
shit.
season all day, every day.
Yeah.
And then there's a shit ton of rats there, but we biked for the majority of the time. And the first day we got there, I knew there was electric bikes, and that's the one I should go for. And my cousin and my brother, they didn't know which one to go for, and they got regular bikes, and we had to send it, I think, at least 2 or 3 miles, up, kind of uphill. And like on this long shot to my cousin's friend's house. Right. And so
you got family out there?
My cousin's friends.
Oh,
I mean, I have family too, but they live not in New York. But yeah, so I sent it in the electric bike, and I was cruising the whole time. And my cousin and my brother like struggling
Because they're fucking regular ass bikes.
After 1 mile, they're like, my legs are killing me. I'm doing a triathlon or some shit.
What about? Did you try the scooters? There's like hella scooters, right?
I didn't see that many scooters. I saw more bikes than scooters. I mean, there were probably scooters there, but
what happens if you like rent a bike and someone steals it?
I think there's a tracker on it. It's gotta be right. It's gotta be or some type of like GPS or whatever.
Yeah, it might lock up after a certain time, or the only way you could get it out is if you pay for it. Right. Okay. So if you like try to, it's in this locking mechanism, and it's not just like a regular bike lock. It's encaged in this. So you had to be a mechanic.
If you like rent one and you like somebody steals it and you got to fucking Uber to your bike.
I wonder how much Uber is out there compared to out here.
It's pretty expensive,
right? Yeah.
And it's been getting expensive for the past like year or so, right? Like
gas and stuff.
I mean that too, but they just started charging more because they weren't making money. They had such a like they started their company by offering cheap rides, and that's what made more people
but you know what's
use
funny?
it, right?
Like they got rid of the yellow cabs because they were expensive.
Yeah,
and then
now they're
actually for them to profit, they have to be at the price of the yellow cab. So they like literally destroy the whole business. Just to do the same shit.
It's so bad.
Wait, so why they got rid of yellow cabs because it was just so pricey?
Yeah.
How much is a cab? I've never been in a cab.
I mean, I don't think I have either, but I'm pretty sure it was expensive. Like somebody would want to go from somewhere to tip them and everything. Like they had these like meter, and then the cab drivers could like do shit that would make it like run even faster. Like they would probably like make their tire pressure less, so then their tire.
Or they just go on a different route that's farther.
Because you don't know where the fuck you're going, so they can fuck you over.
Yeah, people got fucked over a lot of times.
Yeah. But
But yeah,
Uber came in the beginning. They're like, we do all these cheap rides, but they were losing money, and then they started being like breaking even. As he said, the price was low because they weren't making any money as a company. They had investors pay for everything, right? But then now, if for them to be profitable, so for the investors to reap the fruits of like their I guess not labor, but like their investment, they have to raise the price, and it's going to be the same as the yellow cabs. You know,
that's crazy.
Yeah.
It's a whole process.
Yeah, I feel like do Uber employees have better
benefits and stuff?
Benefits than like normal yellow cab drivers?
I think so.
Do they?
Yeah, they were gonna pass a law to make them employees, right? So then they would have to. I don't know if it passed or not because
it wasn't the opposite. Wasn't there a law that was wanted to make him like contractors?
They're already contractors.
They are.
Sure. I think they're. I don't think they're employees. They're independent. Like. So they don't have to, what was it? They don't have to offer like health insurance to them and stuff. And that's what Uber probably doesn't want, right? They don't want to pay for people's health insurance and shit. So maybe they did pass the law for them to do that, but who knows? I don't know. I'm not an Uber driver.
That's true. I think I've only been in an Uber twice in my life.
Really?
Twice, yeah.
I've only been in one.
Santa Cruz.
I've been like probably 50.
Really? Really?
What was your experience? The one
Uber?
Yeah.
What did I do? What happened?
Where were you? Like,
dang, I don't even remember. I feel like it was in high school or something. It was. I don't remember. I remember. I'll tell you the story about like having to pay someone's Uber. I was out with this girl one time. We were on a date, and it was like in Riverside, and and it's like kind of like. I don't know. She was probably homeless, but she probably homeless just because she was carrying like a whole bunch of stuff. So she's just like, well, because she was like saying like, oh, I've been walking for. So I had to talk. That's why I'm trying to say like she was probably homeless. No, not the date, not the date. Because he said it because I figured the way he was thinking.
I was like, what? Who's this homeless chick you're taking out?
No. Like the girl that. Sorry, I thought I was explaining correctly. Okay, so I took out this girl on a date, regular ass girl. She's not homeless. And we went out to dinner, or whatever, and we got in my car at the very end of the night. And then this homeless girl started walking towards us, towards my car, and the girl got scared. And I was like, oh, just wait. I guess she wants to ask you something. So I got in my car, I locked the door, and then I went and I talked to the girl, and she's like, hey, like I've been walking for like 5 days straight and I haven't had any rest. My legs are hurting, this, and that. She's like, do you think it'd be cool if I could get a ride to my sister's house? And it's just right there, like 5 minutes away. And I just don't feel like walking anymore. And I was like, damn, I feel bad, but that's kind of a bad situation. Even if I was by myself, I probably wouldn't do it. So I was like, what could I do? And then I was just like, I can't. Like, I don't want to drive. Like, I don't know what this chick's got. I don't know. So then I was like, all right, well, here, I don't have my Uber. I don't have the Uber app, but I can download it real quick if that's okay. She's like, yeah, that's fine. So this girl, I was like talking to her, and she was just like, yeah, she was just telling me her life story. And she was just saying like, yeah, like, me and my baby daddy just broke up and it's just too much. And my parents kicked me out of my house. And she's like, I'm pregnant right now. And I was like, oh, dang. She's like, yeah, but I guess she was doing drugs and stuff like that. And like, I just
Why
like,
being pregnant?
Yeah.
Shit.
So I was like, dang. And then, so she was just telling me all her hardship and stuff. And I was like, all right. So then I was like getting this app and putting my whole card information, all this stuff. So then my date's just in the car. She's just like, I guess she was just a little scared and stuff. And I was like, that's fine, whatever. And then, so then I ordered this ride for her, and she was just like, and I had her sit down because I
like,
guess her
see how much of a gentleman I am.
Yeah, that is exactly.
That is really nice.
Yeah. So then, And then I just ordered the girl. I carried her stuff to the Uber, and then the dude took her to wherever. I hope that's where she got. But yeah, that was the experience. I think I've been in an Uber one time though, and I just don't remember what the situation was.
Damn, that's so nice of you.
That's clutch.
I appreciate that.
Yeah. Damn.
Yeah. There was a time where I was at the gym and this guy, some guy, this older gentleman, like came up to me and was like, "Look, I only need $5 for a bus ride, right?" And I was like, and right away I was like, "Yeah, sure, I'll give it to you." Yeah. And then
you're like, "Psych." I was kidding.
And then I was like, "But I don't have my wallet right now. It's in my car. I leave everything in my car when I go to the gym, right?" So I start walking there, and I park my car in the back of the parking lot. Yeah. And this guy, I wasn't asking for your like fucking backstory and shit. So he starts like telling me all of his fucking life, how he's been through everything. I'm like, I started having a 20-minute conversation with this guy. Yeah. I'm like, I'll give you the $5. Like,
kick back a little.
Yeah. This was at the one that I saw you at?
Yeah. At Orange. Yeah.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, some guy just wanted a bus ticket. He's like, and I think he only wanted $2. I was like, here's $5. Like, just whatever you need to do. Yeah. Like, I love giving to people, especially when they're at that place where nobody else like is giving to them, or they feel so hopeless. Yeah, you know, it's sad to see those people that don't have anything. Like their baseline is just like nothing. There's no support whatsoever.
No, definitely.
Right, like those people really need help.
It sucks because, like you said, sometimes they have no hope. But then at least, you know, anybody in the whole entire world can be that little hope for them to give up whatever it is, money, food, whatever.
And most of the time, I see those videos of like homeless people or people who are living on the street or people who don't have the abundance in life. They're the ones that are always like smiling, no matter what, no matter what situation they're in. They might have, you know, four kids that have, you know, are on food stamps, and they're walking every day to school. They're walking wherever they want to go. They haven't been anywhere besides that city that they grew up in, and they're the ones that just smile and whenever people give, they give or they receive humbly. Yeah, they're always gracious. And
I think that has to do with a lot, like, I don't know, like not only like how they grew up and stuff, but then like they just appreciate it more. Like we get stuff like all the time. We're you know, I'm sure most of us are middle class, but it's just like it's just like a everyday life for us. But for them, it's like, fuck, like that's like, I got a candy, that shit's cool, and I you know, I appreciate that so much. And it's just I don't know, it brings like happiness to them compared to just like us, where it's just an everyday kind of routine.
Yeah, that's the best part. And then what I realized through just living is, just give whatever you have. Even if you don't have money, just give your time. Like that guy, sure, he didn't like mean to bother me and like telling his story, but I let me listen to this guy just cause maybe he needed to get this off. He had nobody to talk to for 6 months maybe, and now somebody's listening to him. So that might help him on his journey of life, and hopefully it did. I don't know.
Yeah. Damn, that's interesting.
Yeah. There's so many people like that. Like it's crazy, but I think the internet has showed us like all that these people exist, and like we have to help them in some way. For like sure. it might not be you got to give them a $10,000 check, and you know that's not how you should. You know, if you don't have the funds,
what I don't like, bro, is that like all these people that record like shit for like their YouTube.
Oh yeah, like media. Like they do it for like what, not fame, but like there's a word for it.
Just to show people that they did it.
Not basically like they would like, I don't know, I'm sure you've seen it on Instagram or something, that some guy would go and be like, hey, here's like $100 for you or $200 or some shit, but they're recording it.
Yeah.
Like they have a camera and that guy's
instead of like just doing it out of their own kindness without recording. Yeah. So they just like want people to see.
Yeah. You want another one, by the way?
No, I'm chilling, bro.
Okay. Because you're not driving.
Yeah, you're not driving. You should have just took it.
Shit. Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, if you feel like it, I'll
all right.
Yeah.
All right.
Now you feel like he has to, bro.
Damn. You don't want some?
No, I'm straight.
This guy doesn't
can't
drink.
do it. No. Bro, if I want to go in law enforcement, they're gonna watch this video.
Dude,
I'm just kidding.
That's why.
I'm just kidding.
I know, dude. It's crazy how accepted it is. I didn't realize it in the beginning, But once I started to see people,
Come on.
No.
this is peer pressure.
No, it's peer pressure 101, bro.
Peer pressure. If you're
Hey, this is what you don't fucking do.
This is an example of how to do it.
I know. I've been peer pressuring for you to drink so much.
Yeah.
It's like the second time. Right?
I think
it's so
when I went
weird.
to the bar with you guys, I drank just one drink though. And plus I had to drive, so I was like,
Yeah, it's so weird how alcohol is so accepted that we expect people who are of age to like just drink. Like, why don't you drink?
Yeah.
And then some people are like, who have never drank, and then there's some people that drank so much that now they're sober.
Yeah.
Which that we like accept. Like if you say you're sober for 10 years, we're like, okay, yeah, that makes sense.
You're like, what a
you
bitch.
you already went through the shit. Right? But if you haven't drank ever, like you haven't had the experiences of like totally getting blasted, then we're like, yeah, you gotta drink. You gotta get to that point once. You gotta try it once.
Yeah, it's just everybody tells me like, what? You never been drunk? Like you gotta get there.
Yeah.
You gotta
You've
feel
never
that.
been drunk?
Never
Never,
been
dude.
Really?
Never been buzzed.
like
tipsy?
never
No,
buzzed. Never.
I there's one time I think I got where like it was at my aunt's too. It was with family, so I didn't really mind. But they were just like, here, try this. I was like, fuck.
Yeah.
But then I was like, I'm not getting drunk, so I ate a whole bunch of fucking food with it. So I just didn't want to like get to that
That is really
point.
interesting. You just don't want to experience that state?
No, I don't. I want to be able to know my presence and what I'm doing. I don't know why.
That's so dope.
Yeah,
That is
I
really cool.
can't.
I'm the opposite. I'm like, I'll try whatever and like see the experience. As long as it doesn't kill me. I mean, I know there's a lot of shit that if you take in an overdose, even alcohol, like you drink if you drink a lot, you'll die from it.
Yeah.
Of course we know that. But
Have you gotten
Just
into that
to-
state?
no. Not like to that level of like I'm gonna fucking die because of alcohol. No. But I have gotten to the state of losing consciousness of me thinking. Like I don't know whether I'm lifting my hand or lifting my leg. Like I don't know
He's
what's
like, or
happening.
jerking off. I couldn't figure it out. He's like, I didn't really know what it was.
I'm trying, but I can't.
Oh, dude, that's so funny.
Yeah, you just lose the ability. Like you're I forget what it's
Do you remember
called.
when this
you might
was?
know what it
So
is.
yeah, I forgot the exact part.
It's like your reflexes or something.
I think it's in your cortex.
Cortex,
So,
that's
like,
what it is.
yeah, I think it even said it in one of the MCAT booklets that like your cortex, when you drink a lot, it like hinders that one part of your brain that is in charge of you knowing how you're walking or like having a sense of
where
like,
you are,
and
presence,
everything. So like
everything.
once you like get that hindered, like that part of your brain, like you have no control on your like limbs, nothing. Like you exactly.
Oh,
what you
that's why
said.
people start like swaying.
Yeah, bro, like
Start-
even
it's-
your
okay,
speech
okay,
gets
It's
okay.
a
fucked, like,
dangerous
everything.
thing to get to that place.
Yeah.
Like you should lay down when you get there.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Have you
then
gone- have you
not
gone
on
to
your
that?
back.
Yeah.
Not on your back though, because then
Yeah,
you
not on
throw
your
up and
back.
then you choke.
Yeah. You
Like
like
sideways.
sitting up.
So lay on your back.
No.
Just kidding.
But if you want to get drunk, I would want to be there, bro.
Yeah.
But because I can't believe you've never been drunk.
Never.
It's good to experience it, and then of course the hangover parts. That's the worst part. Like
Did you
the
get a hangover that night? Or
yeah,
no?
that night I was slightly hangover. I got
Really?
liquid IV and just chugged like 2
Yeah.
bottles of that shit, and I was
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah.
But
Bro, I never got like hangovers till like I turned 21. Like hangovers was never a thing. And
Yeah,
drinking
same,
had
same.
no consequence, bro.
When did you start?
same.
Like drinking? Like what do you mean? Like heavy
Or just like in general? Like when was your first sip of
my
whatever?
very first?
of alcohol?
Oh, dude, that's
Ever?
gonna be young.
Bro, that's gonna be really young,
Dude,
bro.
I'm like-
4.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, man,
Yeah.
I was like
You
4
too?
or 5.
Yeah, dude.
Like one
Like
sip.
a whole entire like.
No,
No,
like
no.
a sip. Like my
Sip,
grandma
yeah,
would
like,
like
try it.
give us like to put us to sleep. Like she would like put her finger in some wine and fucking
Really?
give us, yeah.
That's interesting.
Like she was crazy, but yeah.
That's funny.
That's interesting. No,
But,
I think the first sip of alcohol I had was like 4 or 5, maybe at a birthday party or some shit. I had like one sip of beer or something.
What
But
about
to finish a whole
Yeah,
beer,
yeah.
That was
I
maybe
think
that
I
was
was
like middle.
7 or 8.
Okay.
I had a whole
And
beer
yours?
for the first
Probably
time.
first full bottle of beers, maybe like
Second grade. for me.
13 or 14.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, damn. Okay.
Yeah, a little bit older.
And
yeah.
then I stopped, like, I didn't drink. Then, so I think that time that I finished the whole bottle of beer, I was in Dubai when I was like in second grade. But then after that, I didn't really drink till like even middle school and everything. I didn't really drink. And then high school, I didn't really drink that much.
Like
And
you
then-
did, but just not like.
No, I didn't really drink
okay,
that
okay,
much. Like
okay,
high school,
okay.
I probably didn't drink that much. I would have sips of beer, but like not even a whole bottle maybe. But then college, after high school ended, then I and I started
Really?
drinking. Yeah.
Ramping it up.
Yeah, bro. Like that thing that he explains that almost dying, like I experienced that.
Really?
Yeah.
When was this? How
This
long
was
ago?
like when I was 19. It was my friend's 21st birthday.
Okay.
Yeah. He was turning 21. We went to his house. And then this
What was
crazy.
the choice of alcohol?
Okay, I'll explain to you like, everything.
Because
So
that's what
he was-
matters most. Like that. Once
Bro,
you
I messed up so bad. So this is what happened.
and like the way you take like the once you take one and then you're mixing it with other shit.
I did every single mistake in the book that you could possibly
Okay,
do.
let's hear it,
So
let's hear it.
I was 19. You know, it was my friend's 21st. We were surprising him. He didn't know.
Actually, move this towards
He
you.
didn't know. So when he got there, he was like, I think 5:40 p.m. But we were there since 5, and then I started drinking 5:45. My friends got there like at 6 or 6:15, right? I think the very first thing I had was like maybe 2-3 shots of tequila. My friends got there, and this guy wanted the White Claw, and then I was like, okay, I'll have a White Claw with you.
Yeah.
And I had a White Claw with my friend. His name is Arman, and then
Armand Patel.
no, not Patel.
Dang.
His name is
This guy's like, I know everybody.
yeah. But so then I had a White Claw with him, I remember. And then there was a whole bottle of vodka. There was like a whole bottle of vodka. It was like massive, bro. And nobody has even touched it. So I went there, made myself a drink. I would pour like 3/4 of a glass vodka and then like a little bit of like some coloring stuff, maybe something mixer to make it taste like cherries or something.
But no like club soda, no tonic
Nothing.
water.
No,
nothing.
bro. Because
Okay.
at some point when you get drunk, alcohol tastes like water to you.
Yeah.
So like a glass of vodka to me, it was
Because
like
it just
water.
becomes the
like
natural taste.
Yeah, like you don't feel it.
Yeah.
Right? And then I remember I took a bunch of selfies with my friends because everybody was there at that time. By that time, everyone had gotten there. And then I just had 1 glass, 2 glass, 3 glass. And then I looked, I was like, oh shit, the bottle's empty. And then,
That big bottle of vodka?
yeah.
Dang.
Yeah. And then I don't remember anything past this. Like I just remember up to that point. I don't remember anything past that.
You'll remember it once you get back in the state.
No, I
of
don't
doing
remember.
it. Dude,
Like,
that's
that is gone. It's like,
Really?
the movie Hangover?
yeah,
it's
yeah,
just
gone
like that.
But
Dang.
sometimes for me, if I get like drunk or like tipsy, I start remembering that the same shit
remember.
like from that
Really?
state. Yeah, yeah.
Dang.
Bro, so I remember the last thing I remember, there was this mirror in his house and there was like 4 of us. We took a picture. That's the last thing I remember. I was awake, obviously. I was hanging out with them. Then they had a bottle of champagne that they made it rain. Like my friend, the birthday boy,
Yeah.
he opened it and he got all over the place. I don't remember that. I don't remember that at all. But I have videos of it, you know.
Yeah.
And then, so then let's fast forward. And I don't remember any of that. And then I woke up in the middle of my living room. And I was like, how did I get here? Like, what the fuck?
Your living room?
My living room, my house, bro. I was in the middle of the living room. I woke up. I was like, what the fuck happened? I was so confused.
So you somehow got in your house.
Yeah, I'll explain, bro. It's crazy. So I was like, what the fuck happened? But I kind of had an idea. I was at a birthday party. Like, how the fuck am I here, you know? And then it was like 4 or 5 a.m., right?
Yeah.
And then I later learned that my friends, so then I'll fast forward to the part that I don't remember to the point that I got there. So
Yeah.
then what happened was,
So they're relaying this information to you after
So I
that.
had to ask my parents, I had to ask my friends to just piece the puzzles together to see what happened to this day.
Yeah.
I don't know what exactly happened because I wasn't awake or I didn't know what happened.
Yeah.
So what happened was after that selfie, everything started going downwards. I just sat there. I was like a little confused, but I don't remember any of that, right? And then they started doing the champagne thing. Because then when I woke up at 5 a.m., I looked at my Snapchat stories, like the ones that I've posted. I was like, who fucking used my phone to post these? I don't remember any of this shit. And I looked at other people's stories and I'm the one recording. Like, I'm holding onto the wall, barely fucking falling. I'm just like recording. I'm like, happy birthday, bro, you know? And then I was like, shit, it was me. And then, so then everybody, remember I told you that the champagne got all over the place.
Yeah.
Everybody's cleaning that up. Like I saw in one of the videos, somebody moved the fucking camera back at me and I was like downing the glasses of champagne. Because they poured it. And then they were cleaning it up to then have it. But then I was downing it. And I don't remember that at all. And then apparently I sat there and I was like a little sleepy and then the host was like, you should probably go like lay down. And then I don't remember any of these. They took me upstairs, I lay down on the birthday boy, like bed. I threw up on his bed. I threw up, like some guy was trying to help me. I threw up all over his hands. I was a menace, bro.
Yeah.
And I don't remember any of that. I passed out, unconscious, dead. Right? Dead. And then the birthday boy, I think, passed out like an hour after that. And then I don't remember any of that. My friends picked me up. They put me in my car was there. They put me in my friend's car, and then my friend was driving me back to my house.
Who wasn't on anything, or like who wasn't drunk, or
I think he had a drink or two.
Yeah. But like wasn't at that
drive.
level.
Yeah, no, he was not drunk. He could drive. But then what happened was there was a car behind him that so first car, it was that Armand guy sitting in the passenger seat. I was in the back seat dying. And then my friend that was driving, his name is Dora.
Yeah.
Shout out to him. And then
shout out to him.
Yeah. And then there was a car behind him driving. He was the birthday boy's cousin. He was driving just to make sure the first car is not swerving or anything because he had 2 drinks or something. But he was fine. And then there was a car behind him bringing Armand's car because he lived close to me. So my car was back there, bro. And then they all, like 3-4 cars came to my house, but then they just somehow carried me to my house and handed me to my parents. Obviously, my parents were like, what the fuck? They didn't expect this. They thought I'm like such a good kid and everything. And they were just like baffled.
They put you down on the couch.
But my friends, luckily, bro, they explained everything. So my parents weren't upset at me. Like I woke up at 5 a.m. My parents weren't mad at me or anything. They made me breakfast like at 8 a.m. I was fine. And then the next day, I was just puzzling everything together, just mind blown. I was like, what the fuck happened? And then I drove. I called the Armand guy. I called him, and then I was like, bro, we got to go get my car back, but I also got to apologize to the host for all the shit that I caused. And then we went to the Rouse. We got some flowers. We went back to their house, and I apologized to them. And they were really cool people. They were fine. Yeah. And then I just got my car and came back, but I was just like, what happened? Well, that was the first time I blacked out. But that blacking out was bad, bro. I was like probably one shot away from dying. Like, it was so bad.
Because you get to that place where you don't know, like it's so uncertain of where you are. Like nothing seems real. Everything just this like complete different dimension
like
that you have no control over.
I remember like some of my friends told me, I called them and I texted them. I don't recall any of that. I was like talking to people. Really? No idea. Yeah. Dang. No clue. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So drink when you're 21, kids.
Responsibly though. Responsibly,
Responsibly. That's what it says on every single bottle. Every single bottle.
And I had a full bottle. I didn't read it apparently.
That's what it says on it.
But since that day, bro, I can't have vodka. I cannot have
really?
vodka. No.
Not even a sip?
No. When I have it, bro, my body is just like,
that's crazy.
If I have a sip of vodka, my body's just like, get this shit out of me.
Get this shit out.
Yeah.
I'm like allergic to it now.
Yeah, bro. When I have it, I just feel nauseous.
I wonder if it's psychologically or it's actually like your body.
I think it's like psychologically for sure.
Right.
But
also the body.
The body just telling it's a toxin, bro. Like, not again.
Yeah. No way.
It's experienced it more than it needs to.
And only one night
too. Limits.
Dude, sure. It's fucking crazy.
But like drinking has never been my thing though. Like I'm not like one of those guys that be like, let's drink, drink, you know. Like, I don't know. I feel indifferent, but then there has been.
And there's also like I think the difference between us is like yes, we started like drinking young, like we started at a young age, but we know the limit to it. Like of course there's that experience of blacking out, but that's not like every weekend. Some people do it every weekend. And
there's like a coping mechanism.
Yeah, they keep on doing it. They keep every weekend.
I mean, there has been multiple 21st birthdays that has happened. That wasn't the only one. That was the first one. So like I'm known for like I'm the guy that passes out on 21st birthdays.
That's funny.
But except yours, I didn't pass out on yours. I didn't pass out in mine, and everyone else I've passed out.
Really?
Yeah, bro.
How much other ones have you passed out? Or how much other? 21st?
I think there was another 21st birthday that I passed out.
But, talking to the mic.
Oh yeah. There was another 21st birthday that I passed out. This one, bro. This was like when I was 21. So I already was older. So then the next day was the worst, bro. The next day actually was physically in pain.
Really?
Like the first blacking out, the next day I woke up like nothing.
Really?
Nothing happened. Easy, let's go. Like there's no consequences when you're like young and you drink. Right. As you get older, there's consequences.
Yeah.
And it just happens randomly. Like you don't know until you feel it, until you go through it.
Yeah, but I mean, I definitely regret it. Like I don't want to put any host through that shit. It's the worst.
Yeah, right.
But both times the hosts were amazing.
Okay.
Okay. It worked out.
Yeah. Would you ever like stop drinking? Like, let's say you have another experience like that. Would you?
I don't think that I'm gonna have another.
Okay.
Like so far in my lifetime, I had 3 of those experiences. Not gonna happen again.
Yeah.
I don't think so.
And that's it.
Yeah. Like, I should have learned the first time. I thought I learned the first time.
You don't know until the drinks come out and then you start handing it. It's the social aspect of it that gets
it's
you.
that, but then when I get drunk, bro, I feel invincible.
Yeah.
Like I literally feel invincible. I was like, there's
liquid
no amount of
confidence for a
liquid
reason.
that's going to fucking drop. And then it drops you. Logic just goes out the window, you know?
I think when you drink and stuff like that, not that like a lot of people don't have confidence, but it brings out a lot of like confidence in you, and I'm sure like, you know, kind of like just like takes that like,
because it takes part of your awareness.
Confidence, bro.
It takes part of your awareness of what's the effect of my action.
Exactly. I don't think it's confidence. It's not confidence at all. It's that you don't care, because like sense of like your brain that you should care is gone. Like you don't care about the consequence.
Yeah,
that's why you seem confident.
Being sober as human beings, we think like every single second, right? Like we're thinking of, if I do this, what's going to happen? If I talk to this person this way, what are they going to feel? Like all these thoughts are coming into us. Before it happens, before we take any action, we're imagining what's going to happen. Yeah. That just gets thrown out the window.
You don't think of that. And then you feel invincible. So you're like, even whatever the fuck happens, I can handle it. That's not confidence. It's just that you don't care. It's like, that's like survival, like point of your brain that you have to understand what is danger and what is not.
It's just trying to fucking survive at all costs.
Damn. That's crazy.
It is.
It's fucking wild.
I don't never recommend anyone to get that drunk. Like it's not fun. No, hell no, bro.
Hell no.
Especially if you're gonna have the consequences when you're older with the like hangover and all that shit. Yeah. Definitely not. Definitely not. Yeah.
And I'm glad like I haven't been around the other drugs like cocaine and heroin and all that, because that's like next level of addiction. And
you don't want to ever even try that shit. Bro. Fuck no.
Yeah, I've never tried it in my life, but that's so a different aspect.
You like just like weed and drink and that's it?
No, just drink.
Oh, just drink. Yeah,
just
that's
drink.
right.
Yeah,
that's right.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's it's bad for the most part, but I think with just like no.
I was like, he's not gonna ask that, is he? Like, I was like, fuck, he asked it.
I didn't think about it until I asked it after. I was like, fuck.
Yeah. He like, so with I think supervision and like learning your limit, that's the only way to take it, dude. If you take more than that, you're gonna be fucked up.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, that's with anything. But yeah, now you gotta drink something.
Nah, we'll see how it all works.
But you were 21, right?
Yeah.
So how did you do your 21st birthday? Did you drink? Did
Water.
You not drink?
Water.
You didn't drink? Are you sure? What?
I swear on you, everything.
No way.
It was water.
You don't try a sip? Wow.
He just has it in him. Like he's like, he was like my brother's the exact same way until he turned like 18. That's when he started like drinking a beer and shit.
Really?
But like before that, he never.
He's 20 or
he's 20.
Yeah, he's not 21 yet.
And so he never like had a sip of beer. Never did like anything.
That was his choice, or like he just get scared of mom and dad was gonna say something, or just he just
no. Like my parents don't care as much. Like they're not like saying, yo, drink all you want, fucking whatever.
But then you get older and stuff like that.
Yeah, my uncles are cool with it, and they're not like drunks. That's the difference. Like most people, I'm not gonna say most people, but a lot of people, they think that they could just have whatever they want and their body will become invincible, and then they feel the consequence of it, and then that just repeats. But like whenever my family gets together, they might pour a few glasses of whiskey and then a few beers. But like after that, it's done. Like nobody says like, yo, we're gonna get blackout drunk tonight and fucking, that never happens at any family function ever. And that's how I was raised. So whenever people do that, like, of course, they're high school parties, kids do that shit, but like if I'm with friends, I'm never doing that. Like, a few beers, maybe a whiskey, that's it. Like, done deal. That you don't have to get drunk every single time when you drink. But it's like a social thing for me.
Yeah.
But that's so cool that you didn't drink on your 21st. That's really cool.
Yeah. Never.
I remember my 21st, because I was hosting it, I was like so cautious that nothing would go wrong or anything. So I made sure that I'm not drunk. I did drink, but I was like, I gotta like have this under control and you know make sure everyone's having fun and all that stuff, you know. So
that's what I realized with like
and I enjoy
things.
It, you know?
It is better being a certain level of consciousness. Like you have to have that.
That's what I'm scared of. Like, and just like not having that consciousness and then like waking up and a dick in my ass or some shit.
You probably shouldn't try psychedelics.
No, I'm just fucking around.
Will you ever try psychedelics then?
No,
never.
I would never. No, if I don't get drunk, I probably would never.
I'll probably try it.
Really?
Yeah.
Like shrooms?
Shrooms, like maybe acid, because that'll like put you in a different dimension.
Yeah.
That you like. It won't be like alcohol where you lose control of everything, but you'll just see things.
Yeah.
Like you'll have a visionary experience and like just all your senses will be on a different level, like different dimension. You can't even explain it to like this reality. Like a sober person wouldn't understand. Like it's a different level, but would you try it?
I don't know, bro. I don't know. It kind of scares me, not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Because it's like, as you mentioned, it's like, you see like shapes and stuff. It's like a whole different reality. It's like
different.
And then if you do it wrong and have a bad trip, it could fuck you up.
Yeah.
So
and sometimes those like little things stay in your system like for a little bit, and then like you'll be driving or something, and you have that little like.
I've heard that.
Yeah.
I've heard that.
But it's crazy that exists. Yeah. Right. Like that part of reality exists right now. We're, like this sober version of us. I mean, not like fully sober, but you know, but
like it's a whole different thing. What he's trying to say is it's like a whole different like reality.
Yeah.
Like, it's not like that. Like, you know, when you look at this is when you drink, like this chair is still, I mean, this table is this chair. This table is still a table, but like I've never done anything, but I think if you're on psychedelics, I think you're not going to probably even see this as a table. If you take I mean, I think if you microdose on shrooms, you're not going to have that effect, but if you like do like a lot of shrooms or probably like LSD, as he mentioned, like you're not going to even see this table as a table.
Right.
It's going to be some other shit.
Yeah. And that exists like for we could get to that reality by taking things like. But
there's like this guy, I think there's this researcher that researches on these. And then he was saying on his Instagram page that it's not that like doing psychedelics, makes you, I don't know how to explain it. Like he was saying, basically it's a human experience that exists, and that like that is like a precursor that makes you experience it, rather than that being like altering your the way you think, because it already exists. Like if it's like from matter that's from Earth anyways, and you as a human are capable of seeing shit like that. So that just makes you see it. Well, I don't know. It's scary as fuck to me. I don't know.
But like that's what's crazy is that. Like to me, there's a certain. Sometimes I think about like what are the thoughts and things that we can never think. You know, Like what's the universe? What does the universe have that we're not thinking right now?
Right.
And right now we could think of certain things, and that happens with ideas too, right? Like the iPhone wasn't thought about.
Like I don't think if
2,000 years ago.
I know what you're saying, but I really doubt if somebody like does like some psychedelics, they're gonna like come up with the most revolutionary ideas.
I
like I feel like they're gonna experience something, but I highly doubt it's gonna be like some.
I mean,
just look at all these people that have done it. Like look at the people that. I mean, there's like both sides to the coin. Some people do it right and they know what they're doing.
Always is.
And then there's some people do it wrong and then it fucks them up. So, you know, not that they didn't become a genius. It did them dirty too. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Having a bad trip. But there's also this theory. I don't know if you've heard of it. Stone ape theory.
I don't know.
It's like Graham Hancock, who's been on Joe Rogan's podcast. That's the reason I know it, is that before there's a gap between our brain development and human history. There's a gap between our brain growth.
Okay.
Right. And I forget the exact time in history, but this theory states that during that time, the people during that time ate these mushrooms or whatever, psychedelics, and took it for like thousands of years, like kept on doing it. And those visions and continuously doing it has led to expansion of their mind, basically.
Really? You
Yeah,
think
that's a theory. I mean, it's not fact. Nobody's saying it's like fucking this is like the hardest fact ever, but it's
expansion of the mind. Like, what do you use? Like,
just our
better
brain growth.
Okay.
Maybe it has to do with food. Like, of course, fire had to do with it. Like, we get more.
Yeah.
What is it? Calories and
what I've heard is this
nutrients from that.
So there was this book that I was reading that was saying that your neurons, when they get like, your brain cells, your neurons, they're connected to one another. Like the dendrites, imagine hands are holding each other. And then
what did you say? Dendrites.
Like the dendrites, the end of the neuron cell. You know how the neuron cell looks like a tree?
Yeah.
The end of it is either touching or super close, and then the neurotransmitters like move through them, right? And then what happens is, whenever you do some shit repetitively, when you get like really good at that shit, the reason it happens is because those connections get stronger and it becomes faster and more efficient, right? And then what happens is, it's like, imagine like a riverbed, like just like a river, right? Like imagine a river that there's been water flowing through it for 1,000 years. You know how it gets deeper? You know how it gets like solid, like exactly that's a river now. You know what I mean? It's
because it kept on going into the ground.
It's the same. So I saw this video that was saying that like when you're young, your brain is like imagine like a mountain with snow, right?
I've
mountain
heard
with
this,
snow. You've seen that, right? And then no sled has gone through it to leave those tracks, right? And everything that you do is a sled that passes, and like the more they go, it becomes a route, right? And then what psychedelics do is they put more snow on it. So now you have other ways of doing shit. So you're not stuck in doing the same shit.
Yeah, you see things from a different angle. Like it all exists, but you wouldn't get there without the psychedelics to make you get into that.
Because at the end of the day, like
perception.
You, Robert, as a person, are everything that your genetics allowed you to be, and then your surroundings and every experience that you had so far that makes you who you are. It's not like just like, the whole argument with nurture and nature. Like,
move this up to you.
You know the argument between like I can't even talk. Nature and nurture. Yeah.
Like basically your environment and
your genetics, right? So a lot of people are like, oh, your nurture, which is your environment, makes you the person you are. And some people are like, oh, like it's your nature. Yeah. And then the shit that I study for the MCAT, they're saying that it's nature through nurture. So like you have your genetic thing.
That makes a lot of sense.
And your surroundings is gonna like bring that aspect of it more. You know what I mean?
I mean, that's why if you put a baby in China, it's going to learn the languages. And
like basically what it
Mandarin.
means is if the three of us were triplets and we're all guys, right? And we had the identical experiences up to this point, we would still maybe be different peoples because of the genetics part. But we're not triplets and we are all very different. It's because we have had so many different experiences.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, that's definitely, it definitely plays a part. What you experience and to the intensity that you experience it at.
So I feel like what that guy was saying is when you do the psychedelics or whatever, then whatever experience you've had is like, you know how they say there's like an ego kill, like your ego dies or whatever. Whatever experiences you've had, you don't hold it as precious and close to you. So you're more open-minded to other people's experiences and shit. So then you try different shit and try different ways of thinking about shit. And
that happened to me, kind of. Like I'll explain what you said, the ego death part. I didn't take like psychedelics to get there, but through listening to certain people, like on YouTube, I just listened to people's conversations and their ideas of people who had gotten rid of the ego, meaning the ego is a part of you that thinks that you are like the most important thing. Like nothing else is as important as you. And you become really self-centered. And that's I think a part of everybody. Everybody has that ego in them for some reason. I don't know why, but that there's a thing that humans can do is limit the ego and bring out a higher thought, higher like way of thinking, so that ego gets into the corner of your mind. Like you don't even bring that out, so that if somebody asks you to give, like even your example, like the ego, when that, who was it, lady asked you for an Uber, right? Your ego would say, I don't know how to give to you.
Yeah.
Like, who the fuck are you?
Yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah.
Like that's what your ego would say.
Right.
But you chose in that moment to not listen to that side of you and instead give.
Yeah.
Like that's part of it, right?
Okay.
And so you had to continuously seek those aspects of giving, and you get to a place where, like, this happened to me when I read Albert Einstein's quote, "Everything is energy," and I like really understood it.
Yeah.
And what I understood was, if everything in this universe is energy, including me, everything's all energy. It's not like there's different forms of it, but it's just all one energy. And so if I'm that energy, how could I be more or less than anything else? I'm the same energy as this table. I'm the same energy as you. So I'm all the same. So I see myself in everything. Right. And that kills the ego. Like, I mean, it doesn't kill it. You still have to fight it every day because it's going to continue to want to get back to a state of selfishness, of self-centeredness. But you just continue to go at war every day, implementing thoughts of positivity, implementing thoughts of love, implementing thoughts of giving. And over time, that becomes the groove, like you mentioned.
Yeah,
that
groove.
becomes.
Yes, that's the word I was trying to come up with. I couldn't think of it. Yeah, but
that becomes what it is, and that's where you want to be. And only an individual that seeks it can get there. Yeah, it's not like given. Like you weren't.
You
born.
can't force someone.
Yeah, you weren't born with this. I can't force you to think like this. You had to seek it yourself, and that's the hardest thing. That's what every philosopher in the world talks about. That's what the Bible talks about. That's what every religion in the world talks about is developing that. And I that's why I talk about the things that I talk about, because I want people to understand that it's in their control and only their control of developing their mind. Right. Nobody else can do it for you. Yeah. And the rewards are like limitless. I can't even imagine myself not doing it. Like there was a time where I didn't know this information. And I'm like, how was I living in the dark for so long? And I know people that are in their 50s, 60s that still don't know it. And I'm like, God damn. Yeah. God damn. You lived 60 years and didn't know that you could change your whole life by changing your thoughts. Yeah. Mindset. Mindset.
Definitely.
Bro, I have a question. Does a restroom require a key?
Yeah.
Can I have the key?
Yeah. 2 years in.
Thank you, bro. Where is it? Is it?
Go out, take a left.
Okay.
And take another left. And it's right there. Like this door, right on the left, right there. Yeah.
I'll be right back.
Yeah. But remember, this one is 209, the office. Yeah.
All right. I'm not going to get lost.
Okay. Yeah.
The whole hour passed by.
Like, where's this motherfucker at? He dips, goes back, steals the car.
That's funny. No, that's crazy though.
But yeah,
so it's like you almost have to be put in certain, not like forcefully put, but like it's just certain situations you go through, and then it's just like that practice of like, okay, that
putting more, what is it called? More favor on the positive thoughts rather than the negative.
Thoughts.
Because everybody goes through it, right? Like there's billions of people on this earth. I could tell you, it's a guarantee that everybody has gone through a negative part of themselves. Where they've hated other people, where they've expressed violence towards other people. Right. That is a lower form of who you are. There's two parts of you. Yeah. And that's why I say, be the best version of yourself. Right. That's part of it, right? Like seeking that. Right. And in my opinion, it can only be done through an individual's effort, right? Like I said. But if you choose that, you will greatly make a positive impact on people's lives. You'll be 10 million times happier. Yeah. You'll have all the success you want, all the abundance, everything you want. You'll have it because in my opinion, the universe, like it gives you exactly what you give to it.
Okay. Yeah. Definitely. Yeah. I was just processing that. So basically, what you give the universe, it gives back to you.
Yeah. It gives back. So what you send out, if you send out hate, guess what's coming back? The same feeling. That's what I've learned. Like you could, if you want to, you could like exercise this by being conscious of the feeling, like whatever feeling it is, send hate to somebody and then watch the universe give you that exact same feeling in another experience.
Right.
Like something else similar will happen to you.
And sometimes you recognize that too.
You'll
You're like,
recognize
fuck, like I did that shit. Maybe that's why I like this.
And that's why people call it like karma and shit.
Yeah.
But it's you're the one that's creating it with your thought.
Yeah.
And that's where it happens. It's not the action.
Right.
Any action you take by anybody that takes any action, it starts with thought.
Yeah. Yeah.
So change the thought, and therefore it'll change the action.
Yeah.
And then the further actions change because the thoughts are different.
Yeah. Yeah.
See that they don't like that should be taught in first grade.
Yeah.
And that should be the first subject every single human being learns.
Yeah.
And it's not, which is sad. But
it is sad. I think, I don't know.
I'm glad we're talking about it. I'm glad I could see in the next like 50 to 100 years, like that's gonna be implemented, because I could already see it in culture. Yeah. Right. Like on Instagram, you see all these quotes from people in the commercials. You see GoDaddy saying, "Go make a website and shit." Like all this, right? Like favoring the positive side of people, you know, and creativity, because more the world needs more of that. Right. Right. Like enough of doing things as other people want you to do. Like enough of that shit. Like you have to do whatever you want, right? And to the best of your ability, because as we all know, like anxiety, depression, all these things have been like soaring high for people our age. And in my opinion, the only reason that's happening is because they lack the knowledge of this, right? Of seeking a better part of themselves. Instead, they're looking outside at the circumstance they have. They're looking outside at the situation they have. And when they realize the situation hasn't changed, and then they think their life is going to be like this. Yeah. And they have no control.
Right. I feel like there's so much that comes to like the anxiety and depression talk.
You think media has a lot to do with it?
Social media? Oh, fuck yeah, bro. Right. Social media has so much to do with it. Dude, you're not like, as like organisms, we're not designed to see that much fucking content. Yeah. You see so
we're gonna
much
adapt
content.
Though. Like our brains, maybe, I think.
Maybe I think we are, but like you see so much content per day. Some of like a lot of it is bullshit. Some of it is good. I mean,
huh? What are we at? I don't even know. I just checked to see if it's recording.
What time is it?
3 o'clock.
11:30.
Oh, okay. But yeah, no, definitely, bro. Because like it depends on the apps. I feel like all the apps are like bullshit in some way. You know, like if you don't have it, you're better off. But at the same time, we're living like in a globalized world, so like you got to be connected to people, so you got to have some shit, you know. But like I feel like a lot of the shit that the For You page or whatever brings is based on the shit you've already seen, but the shit that like attracts almost everyone is the shit that you're like curious about, or you're like, oh, what the fuck. I mean, there's some positive stuff in it, but for the most part, it's just the shit that's you're like, what the fuck, and then you watch it, you know.
So your For You page,
people that don't know what they're seeking, like what they're looking at, is going to continue to appear. Like, yes, it drags you in, and then you keep on watching that shit, and then you're so naive to what it is and what it's doing to you that you don't change. You don't change to like now liking other shit. Right?
Yeah,
like
no, but like I was talking about this to someone else. I was telling this person that TikTok, I don't know if you've noticed, bro. Like, I don't know, like you see so much shit on the For You page that's like negative. There's so much negative shit, so much shit about like trust. Like, like I think if you watch enough TikTok per day, you're gonna have trust issues at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Really?
Don't you?
Especially
think?
If you believe it. Like if you if you
bro.
believe it, like for me, my like I really work hard on my mind, so I try my best to not let anything affect me to the point where it negates me on a level. But I don't know if most people are like that. So
but the thing
it affects them on a deeper level.
I mean, I get it periodically. I have it for a few days and I delete it. It's a Chinese app. So like they decide what you fucking see.
Really?
You know? Yeah. The shit that the people living in China see is not the same shit that we see, bro. The shit we see is like shit. You know what I mean? They don't want to like, they would want you to see like content that's bullshit. You know what I mean? Right. And then at the end of the day, when you watch a lot of that shit, it's going to affect you negatively. So then that everyone has trust issues.
Now that you mention that, like the clips I post of me talking about mindset gets less views than me talking about, let's say,
Crappy
like
shit.
some like Pop Smoke or like something like news related or in pop culture, like type of stuff gets more views than like me talking about like
That's
mindset.
crazy.
Like I'm sure the bit we talked about like alcohol and like drugs and whatever, that's gonna probably like get a lot of views,
Really?
right?
And then on
and then the good
Instagram,
shit
it's the
is not-
opposite though. Like on Instagram, I'm glad they do this. Like now that I'm reflecting, like they actually support like the ones that I post on Instagram of mindset, like 20,000 views,
But the thing
30,000 views.
with Instagram is they're more neutral in the fact that everything that everybody sees is truly based on the shit that they watch. So like, let's say your explore page, if you watch a lot of shit related to food, you're gonna get a lot of food pages. Like,
Oh, that's why that happened?
yeah, whatever the fuck is your explore is the shit that you consume, right?
Yeah.
But with fucking what is it called?
TikTok.
TikTok, that is not the case
The
because
opposite or what?
no, it's just not the case because on Explore on Instagram, you can scroll and then tap on whatever the fuck you like, right? In TikTok, you already have the shit there. You just swipe down to on the next one. So you don't get to choose. They're already feeding you your shit. You know what I mean? And then you see the next one. And whichever you spend the longest time on, you're going to see more of that shit. And then what are you going to spend the most time on? The shit that like that kind of blows your mind. You're like, what the fuck? And usually has to be negative for you to be like have your attention.
Or girls or shit like
Something
that.
like that, yeah. Something that gives you zero like value. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Mine is the opposite. Like mine, I like programmed it so that it doesn't show any of that shit. Like it shows like mostly funny comedy videos.
And naked men.
Just kidding. Naked men doing motivational talks. Yeah. You gotta program it. Like you gotta be aware of this shit, or else life will basically put you in the back seat, and you will have no control of where the car is going.
Yeah.
But that's the thing though. Like ideally, I would want to be on no app. That's like
No
my
app,
ultimate goal. But then the thing is, you can't.
Yeah.
You can't. Everything is
Now
so
it's so
globalized, bro.
connected.
You have to be. If you're not, like, you're gonna even lose touch with a bunch of your friends because not everybody texts. You have to like go out of your way and text. You know, but let's say we saw Sham's story, we can just swipe up and like, hey, let's do this, let's do that. You DM super fast. You know, but to go and text, like it's like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. No, definitely. It's just easier access, I guess. I don't know.
I mean, the people that you see every day on these apps, you feel close to them.
Yeah.
But when you don't see them, then you're not as close. You know what I mean?
That's not true.
The communication aspect of it, the social aspect has gotten to a place where
There's definitely
it doesn't-
positives and negatives.
yeah,
Definitely.
it doesn't seem as if we've had we have like any sort of disconnect between people. Like even if they live in London or something, like we could, if they post on their story, we could see what they're doing.
Exactly.
We're like updated with their life basically.
Yeah, but back to the depression and anxiety thing. I think that is one like main reason for our generation.
Yeah.
I think in high school, I don't know if you ever took physiology with Doc Chevrons.
No.
Dude, this guy was a legend. There was this instructor at Villa Park. His name was Doc Chevrons. And I think he was like the anatomy and physiology class. And he was saying that this like blew my mind. He was like, He was like, have you guys noticed why the phones are getting bigger? And we were like, no, we have no clue. And he's like, it's because everything you see is through your phone. So your world is kind of your phone, right? And the original iPhones were super tiny. And then people were getting hella depressed. So now they increase the screen size. So your world is like bigger.
That's crazy.
You know, because you're seeing so much shit through that.
Yeah.
And that's why they say dentists are like the most depressed out of everyone because their world is someone's mouth and the mouth is so tiny. You know what I mean? Because that's what you're looking into. You know, I know so many dentists. I'm not like hating on their profession, but I'm just saying that's just the psychology of it. That's why they're increasing the screen sizes and whatnot.
It's becoming a real world. Like it's hard to differentiate ourselves.
We're becoming one with technology.
Yeah, one with technology.
That's happening for sure. But again, that's not the only reason people have anxiety or depression.
Yeah, of course not.
The thing that you mentioned, it plays a big role. Like, you know, not having enough knowledge about different aspects. Just, you know, there's so
Their
many
environment,
aspects.
of course. Like
their environment, their upbringings. Maybe they were
Upbringing.
not fortunate enough to have certain upbringings. You know.
childhood trauma, all that.
Yeah, there's so much.
There's
So much. Yeah.
a lot, and in my opinion, it's the only way is knowledge. Like I don't know if everybody will understand that, but ignorance, in my opinion, is the only enemy. Like not knowing things will leave you in the dark the rest of your life, because there are certain things that if you knew how to be successful, wouldn't you do it?
Yeah,
Anybody would.
Yeah.
Right? Like if you knew that how to be happy, wouldn't you be happy?
What happened
of course.
to the other cap?
You got it.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Damn, you folded it? How do you fold that? Fold this one.
You just had to like press it together right
Oh,
here.
is that fragile?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Or he's just too strong, dude. Look at his arms.
This is kind of hard. This one's actually really hard.
Yeah, this one's hard.
Fuck.
You folding yours too?
Yeah, let's see.
I don't know though, cause like I don't know. I feel like sometimes some people, and you guys can disagree. It's all good, but I just feel like they're like the ones that really do have anxiety and depression. I will understand, then I'll be there for you a whole entire time. But the ones that just get sad for little certain situations and then self-diagnose, I have anxiety and I have depression. It's just kind of like fuck, like. I'm not saying I'm some hard motherfucker, but like at the end of the day, like I feel like some people are just kind of our generation, just like maybe just a little too soft.
That's definitely true too.
That's
definitely true.
But I just feel like not every single person has to say.
No, definitely, bro. Definitely.
But that's just how I see it.
A lot of people misdiagnose themselves for sure. For sure. It's just that they might be upset about one thing, and instead of fixing it, they're like, "Oh, this is what's wrong with me. I can't fix this." Like,
but that's the thing. Like, well, I learned this.
That goes back to knowledge.
I learned this shit at 15 years old by a man of Jim Rohn. He said, if you want your life to change, you have to change. It's not the government. It's not the weather. It's not your parents. It's not your friends. It's not anything else.
No one can help you. Yeah.
It's you that has to change. And the second I heard that, I was like, oh, wait, that I have control over. And that changed everything. Like that changed my whole life. Like the way I view the world changed.
That's another thing, bro. I feel like a lot of people feel like they're not in control of anything. Like they just wake up.
Really, they are.
They're in control of everything. Yeah.
I remember you saying one time on a podcast that I'm gonna give not even a synopsis, but I just remember you saying like your life is a movie and you're the director of it or something like that. So it's like you're it's all
you're
you
making the script right now. The script is being written in this moment. So if you don't like the past 6 years, 10 years, 20 years, then change it. Change the script. Write a different one.
Right.
And I'll tell you how to write it. You think different thoughts.
Yeah.
And therefore imagine different things that can happen to you. Most people, the reason why they're they're staying at the level they are is because they think that that's what they deserve.
Right.
They're at that same place for 20 years because they never saw themselves more than that.
Yeah.
They don't think that they could have more than what they have.
Right.
And if you think that way, I guarantee you'll have the same results.
Or they get comfortable. That's another thing.
Yeah, that's basically
they might
what
think
it
they
is.
deserve more, but because they're comfortable in that setting, they just stay there.
By deserve more, I mean feel worthy of going after it.
Yeah.
Like we talked about a few ideas of what you wanted to do before the podcast started, right? And the first thing that came into your mind, how the fuck am I going to do this? Yeah. Doubts, fear.
That's true.
All that comes in.
Yeah.
And that happens with every single idea, even the successful ones. Guess, like you ask them, you ask Jeff Bezos, you ask Elon Musk, you ask Warren Buffett, they'll tell you the same thing. Right. I doubted myself in the beginning too. Right. Yeah. So it all comes from that. And I think the people that do it is you had to build courage and you just keep going at it. And like we talked about the grooves, they start developing and then you change. That's how it happens.
I think change too. I don't think a lot of people like to have that change in their life. I don't think they want to stay at the same because I think a lot of people are afraid of change. Like some people don't want to accept changes, and not all change is good, but a lot of it's, if you can do that little step of just whatever, change you're going to do, if that's working out more, or if that's, reading more books and having that knowledge or whatever, even in jobs, I don't know, I'm just trying to give examples, but I think a lot of people should accept change because it would definitely,
the fear of the unknown is a very high fear for most people.
Yeah. In a way, if you look at it though, you know how you said change is sometimes good? Yeah. I feel like change is always good because even if you change something and it fucks it up, then you know not to do that.
Yeah, you learn from it.
But it's important to realize to not to do that and go back and do the shit that works.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I definitely agree.
Yeah. And the things that, like you talked about, the failing aspect of it, now it's been so ingrained. Like I've been, the grooves have set in so much for me on this aspect of life that I'm not fearful of failing at all.
Yeah.
Like I would rather fail and learn from that, and I'd like dive deep into failure.
Remember in high school though, that was not what was promoted.
Yeah.
What happened in high school?
It's just the culture of Villa Park like was not, you don't fail, bro. Like winners win.
That's what
Really?
that's what school is, in my opinion. That they teach the wrong thing of you had to get a certain grade on a test. Like you had to, and of course you should, pass tests, like you should study for it and stuff, but don't make failing that difficult for people.
Right.
Don't say that failure is bad. Failure shouldn't be bad, because that's what teaches kids to think that I should never fail.
So they don't try it because they don't want to fail.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm good at this, I'll just stick to this. I don't want to fail. But you have
That's
to
what
fail.
they say at Villa Park, winners win. Is that what they said?
That's the thing.
That's
Winners win. Yeah.
Winners win.
Yeah, and the unknown.
Yeah.
Like there's this great story. I think Les Brown talked about. He said this. There was this general or some military official, right, in this war, and he had a POW, a prisoner of war, with him, and they were at this camp, right? And he told this guy that tomorrow you could either be hung and die tomorrow, or you could. I'll take you to this door right now, and it's unknown. Unknown horrors are behind this door. It's unknown to everybody. And the prisoner told him that he'd rather die. And
Really?
yes, that guy told him he'd rather die tomorrow, right? And then some private came up to him, the general, right, and asked him, "What's behind the door? What's the unknown thing?" And he said, "Freedom." But most people don't take that door because it's unknown.
Was that like a real story or?
Yeah, that's a real story.
Dang.
Most people don't
crazy.
take that door because it's unknown.
Yeah.
That they don't know. Like he doesn't say that it's freedom, but it's unknown.
But then a prisoner of war has seen so much shit that what if it's like torture?
Yeah,
They don't
that's
know.
what that's
You know
what
what I
I'm
mean?
saying. Yeah.
So then the grooves that are in his brain are torture, pain. So it's like, I'll just rather be done.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. I got.
You got to be like a true fighter to
Yeah.
like,
It takes.
it's
courage.
easy to talk about that
it's
shit.
easy-
Right,
very
right,
Being
easy.
there, bro, fuck.
Oh, in action, yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. You can be all talk, man. But then when you come in action, oh fuck, I don't know what fucking do.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's what builds you is the actual experience of it.
Yeah.
And then there's gonna be times where the fear is so much, but the willingness to go forward with it, like even most of the times for me, when I'm doing something that I've never done, it's still fearful. Like I'm still in a state of fear doing it, but I do it anyways because I know the outcome will not kill me. Like it won't. Like if I start a new business, I'm not gonna die from starting it. Like I'll fucking do it. So if it's
That's
not,
true.
if I'm willing, then I'll do it. And there's some aspects where I'm willing to fucking die for it, and nothing else matters. And you get to that state, and not that comes with time, basically.
Oh, I was
The
gonna.
drive of doing it. Yeah.
Sorry to like.
Go ahead.
No. It's because like you were talking about POW. And I want to tell you a little story that it's so stupid. And I'm cool with making fun of myself on it. It's just funny, but it's just so stupid. It was like my first time at SEC and working at campus safety. Sometimes we got to put up the flags and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So they're like, "Hey Rob, can you put the POW?" I was like, "POW? What does that mean?" And I was like, they asked me like, "You know the POW, right?" And I was like, "Nah." And then I think I said like power of woman. They're like, power of woman. Like what? And you're like, and I was like, fuck. I don't even know how embarrassed I felt that day, bro. It was like the most embarrassing, thing in my life.
The flag is just some.
Oh my God.
And then they're just like, they're like, fuck, what a fucking stupid ass Mexican kid, huh?
That's funny.
Yeah,
That's
I
funny.
was like, fuck. Hey, yeah, did you guys see the gay flag at? No, not you. Have you seen the gay flag at SEC?
No, where?
Oh yeah,
Is it just a rainbow flag?
I haven't seen any flags, bro. Where
Yeah, I
are the
haven't
flags?
seen a flag of it
No?
like hung at
I've never seen
an
any flags.
institution.
yeah. It's the rainbow flag is, or like the gay flag that's hanging. I mean, what is it called? You know where all the flags are in the very beginning of the school?
No.
Oh no, you never seen them?
I don't even know where the flags are. That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
So as soon as you come through,
Do you mean like that, like part like right before the
With the waterfall or the little
the waterfall.
Yeah,
okay.
There's like flags. It's like
There are flags. I haven't paid attention, no, bro.
is it recording?
I was probably drunk. No, I'm joking.
What?
I'm joking. I said I was probably drunk passing by there. I'm joking. But I don't know. No, I've never looked because I always drive past there. I don't really look around.
Right.
Yeah. I haven't seen
Any
a
flags?
pride flag like hung around in a business sort of area. But
Yeah, no.
I mean, I don't have anything
That's
against
cool.
it.
No, not at all. Yeah, man, shit. I remember what was it? Dave Chappelle was saying something like, he was just like, man, he's like, I just, that whole LGBTQ. He's like, he's had nothing against it, whatever. But I remember him saying something like on his, I forget what it was, on one of his specials, but he was just saying like, oh, like. He's like, you think like he's like, you think I hate you? He's like, man, we're fucking jealous of your movement, bro. Like you guys already got so far. Us black people haven't got shit. He's like,
within the span of 20 years or whatever. Yeah.
I just started cracking up.
But yeah, no.
It's kind of
I
true.
gotta
though.
pay attention. I don't think I've seen the flags there.
Yeah, it just. I think we just put it up
I didn't
like
know
2 weeks
you guys
ago.
are in charge of putting the flags up and down.
Yeah.
Do you
but I
change
didn't-
it
I didn't
every
put the
day,
video.
or like what do you do?
No, like when there's like rain or wind and stuff like that, or like.
So is it up all the time, and then sometimes you take it down?
Yeah, and then like,
okay.
what's the day where you put it like kind of halfway down?
Have you ever had like any like thing happen as a security that you had to like actually get involved? Like something crazy,
Like a school shooting.
not like a school shooting, but like something in those lines, you know?
I mean, that's become so normal now, though. Like, it's crazy.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
It's sad.
I remember having a group discussion in class in English, like in sophomore year of high school. And that was when the one in Florida happened. I forget what it was, 2017, 2018. I forget the exact school name. But yeah, we were talking about it as a class, and every single student was like super supportive of like gun laws, gun restriction, and then having like having some type of reform against guns. Like something should be done about this. That's basically it. Like some action has to take place. Nobody was like, yeah, let this be, And I think that's the majority of Americans feel that something should be done. Like this shouldn't be a normal
This
thing
should happen.
that has to happen.
Yeah. But the thing is, it's so difficult to come up with an idea.
Yeah, it's so
and then
hard.
even when they get the idea, nobody like does it.
Yeah.
Like nobody even like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, because government isn't run like a business. And what I mean by that is, in a business, you care about the customer.
Efficiency,
Customer comes first.
And you have to be efficient. Government is not efficient, bro. They take so long with shit.
And what that means is you care about what the customer wants. And by customer to the government is the American people. Right. And the government doesn't really give a fuck. Like they want support, but at the same time, they know that they could handle all this, all their elections and whatever they're doing. It's pretty corrupt, but they could handle it at their level. Whatever they want to do, they'll do. And they have very low repercussions, meaning like in a business, if the customer doesn't like what you're doing, you're out of business.
Yeah.
You're gone.
Yeah.
But if the American public has a 30% acceptance rate of the president, right, which is the current situation with Biden, they're still in business. Like that, it's still going and nothing's happening. Nothing changes. His life still goes on. Everybody else, everything else still just churns away, and there's no repercussions whatsoever. Nobody gets any kind of penalty for doing a bad job whatsoever.
Yeah.
That's how it is. So, I mean, in my opinion, once that changes to the point where there are repercussions for wrongdoing, for mistakes, and even with the failure part, of course it's okay to fail, but don't think that you fail and then not do anything.
Yeah.
Improve. Like we want to see improvement, growth in America. Like if you do that, I'll support a president who has 10,000, who has, let's say like 10 projects that they want to do. They fail at 5, but they succeed at the other 5. But they tried all 10 of them. I'll applaud that person. I'll fucking applaud that person for doing that. But most don't even do one. You know?
I feel like there's like so much goes into it though. Like we don't see it as normal people though.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But that's how the system is. Like it's so rigid that any change is very restricted. Any change that's brought up is restricted. It's hard to pass a law. It's hard to pass a bill. And of course the founding fathers made it like they wanted it to be a little restricted so that not everything just gets passed by one person. One crazy guy couldn't just put in any law they wanted. But there's also a point where it's too slow. Yeah. Where we've had the internet for so long, but now 20 years later, now we're starting to implement some laws into the internet that, you know, the internet was in the 90s. Yeah. You didn't do anything then? Okay, that's 20 like years 30 now. Years. 30 years now. Yeah. 30 years later. Okay. Now you're doing it. So there's...
Yeah, no, they're behind. But I feel like there's a lot of shit that goes to that we don't see as normal people though. Like we can talk about it all day though. Yeah. But it doesn't mean we're right. Yeah. I don't know. I feel like
there are people that
have someone that's in government on
in
the
government,
podcast, bro.
There's videos I've seen you know, of people that were in lower level politics that say, if you knew how corrupt it, like I know how corrupt it is at this level. I can't imagine how corrupt it is at the federal, state, like higher level politics. Yeah. It's a mess. Like I don't even know how to describe it.
Yeah, that's crazy.
My first taste of politics was ASG at SCC, bro. My freshman year.
Really?
Because it's like kind of like a government for school.
Is that what is
you
it?
Have to make decisions.
What is it called? Student government, right? Or
Associated Student Government.
Associated,
ASG, yeah.
Associated.
It's kind of like a government for the school. They come up with decisions and everybody has to vote on it. And I don't know. I was on it for like maybe 1 or 2 semesters, and I was like, holy fuck. Yeah. Like it's not corrupt or anything, but it's just like, you know, everything takes so much fucking time.
Yeah,
we would have
because there's a lot of people involved.
Yeah, but there weren't that many people. But it was just like, and half the people didn't even have voting power. Oh, okay. When I was there, when whoever the president was, like half the body didn't even have, like when I started, I didn't have voting power. And you had to work your way up to have voting power on matters. But it would, like, they would talk about adding like lights to the parking lots because some regions of the parking lots are dark at night. Yeah. So they wanted to add more lights, and we were like talking about that for like fucking months, and I don't even know if it got done. You know what I mean? Yeah, because like we would have meetings once a week, 2-3 hours.
Yeah, now imagine that at the scale of what it.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Exactly. Yeah, that's crazy. That's why I say there's so much that goes into it. You know?
But that's what I want to change. Like we're talking about it because I want to see that, and if it does, I'm sure it might in the next 100 years.
The thing is this,
things will happen.
The thing that has happened because of like internet and social media and everything, our attention spans have gotten way lower, like lower than what they used to be. Like when they did all these laws and shit back in the day, everything took so long, you know? Yeah. We talked about this like right before this, like how Amazon delivers packages in 1 day now. Like people are now used to speed. They expect speed. Like that was not the case. Yeah. So maybe in the future, shit, it speeds up with them too. But
yeah, who knows?
Like, you know what I mean? Like everything has sped up so much.
Yeah. They need to start to speed up because that's the only way you could keep up with the technology and people.
But right now the average person doesn't have a whole lot of attention span. Like I'm talking about just me myself. If someone can like grab my attention in like a minute or 2 minutes, it's over. Yeah, you know, because like we're kind of being like conditioned to that with social media. Like I've had fucking Instagram for like since I was 13. I'm like 21 now, right? Yeah, and all these years you've been used to watching videos for a minute. Right? I mean, I'm sure there's Instagram TV now and all that shit, but
and of
for
course,
the most part, you see videos for a minute. That's it. 1 minute. That has your attention. Yeah. So your attention spans is lower. But I mean, I don't know. I don't know how it correlates with the government and how fast they want to work with their shit. But look, back in the day, you had all the time in the world. You know what I mean? You were in no rush. Nobody was like, people didn't have FOMO. They were like, oh, like, you know.
And the rate of change was slower back then, right?
Yeah,
so
for sure,
when say like in the 1800s, they were expanding to the west, right? Like the westward expansion, 1849, gold rush. Yeah, but they took into calculation what would happen. The people didn't go from the Midwest all the way to California in 1 day. It took time to get there. And then once everything happened, and
but that's what I'm saying. Like, you know how it would take like weeks probably to go from New York. It would probably take months to go from New York to like even Midwest, let alone California. But now like a flight of 4 or 5 hours is even, you're like, what the fuck is that? It's too long. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And then now we're complaining about the regulations and shit that hasn't been doing because the government can't keep up. Like everything else changed. Business changed. People changed. Government still the same.
But you know how they say that jobs are becoming limited?
I haven't heard that, but
no, like in general, like in future, as we progress, there's less and less jobs. You've heard that, of course, right? Mm-hmm. Have you or no?
I mean, I haven't watched. I don't watch news or anything.
No, not news, but just in general, like as more shit gets like industrialized, there's less jobs. For everyone.
Less jobs. That's because just like, of automation.
Yeah. Exactly. But what I think is like, I feel like that's not the case necessarily. Mm-hmm. Like I feel like there's so many jobs that there could be way more people in that job to make it be smooth. Like I feel like probably maybe there isn't enough people in government. That's why everything is so fucking slow. If there's enough people, and then there's enough people that are on the same page and they're efficient, they're working fast, then everything would be faster. Not just in government, and even in like law.
Not only election, like you should be able to show like you have some type of capacity to handle the work. Like every other job, you want to be an IT guy. Right. You can't know shit about gardening and go fucking be an IT guy. I mean, you got to know the skills. You got to have the skills.
I mean, you could have skills of many different industries. I mean, you could be a gardener and do that, but
I'm just giving an example of like.
But no, I mean, I feel like there's not enough people like in any industry. Like every industry could have more people because, like, let's say like law enforcement, like police. Right. I don't think there's enough police like in cities like LA. Like, dude, there was like a freaking
weren't they like defunding it too? Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
I don't know. I didn't really follow those. I didn't really follow to see if they defunded. I know they were gonna defund stuff. I don't know what they were gonna do or what. But what I'm saying is there's just not enough force in that. Not just that, just every industry. That's just one example. And the reason
the way they run it is different too. Like in a military operation, when a decision has to be made, it's made by one person at the highest command of whoever it is, and everybody else follows orders, which can work. Like it works in some heavy situations, but just know that decision gets made. Like with your student government, if there was one person that was the highest order making, like calculating everybody's decisions, right? And then just say that's how it worked, but that person made the decision, that would get done quicker. But it might not have been to the best of its ability. Yeah.
I see what you mean now. You see, when you ask too many people's opinion, shit doesn't get
doesn't get done at the rate that you want it to get done. It might be wrong. It might not work perfectly, but the action takes place faster.
I see what you mean. But again, going back to that, the reason I made that example is I was like, dude, I watched like a Pursuit a few months back, and this guy sold this car in LA, and then they were recording it, and then the cops just gave up.
They gave up.
I swear, bro. Like you can Google this. They just gave up. They're like, this guy's making like dangerous maneuvers and whatnot, and he just stole a car. He didn't do anything crazy. We just let him go. Like fuck it. If you pursue this any further, it might like cause other shit that we don't want. And I'm like, this definitely comes from the fact that they're like short staffed or some shit. What do you mean? They just like imagine the guy like having their car.
I can understand if it goes into another county and then the other cops like start taking over.
I just feel like not just cops, but I feel like every industry is short staffed. Every fucking industry you can imagine, from like the food industry to like the police, everything. Because like imagine you're the guy that your car's stolen and you're watching that, and they just gave up. They just gave up. You're like, fuck. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's I think I saw a video recently of Andrew Tate, who you know who that is.
Oh yeah, that guy. Yeah,
he's like one of his cars got stolen, right? And the cops showed up. They were hassling him about something, and they like didn't pursue the car that got stolen.
Yeah, but that's in Europe, bro. Europe is different.
I know, but and so he called his friend to get the Ferrari and go chase this guy, and they were gonna detain him for doing that.
Yeah.
And they're like, this car is stolen, bro. This car is stolen.
Yeah, but he's American. I think his mentality. I mean, I think he grew up in like London or something. Yeah. But his mentality is like if it's not gonna get done, I'm gonna fix it.
Do it. Yeah.
But that's not how shit works in Europe.
Yeah.
Everything is like so much by the book and everything.
By the book. Yeah. Because that's how it's been ruled for so long. Is that one person, like the king? I can't imagine how people lived. Those years during the medieval times
I
of
feel like we've been born in an interesting time,
kings.
bro. Like I can't imagine fucking living in 17, 18.
Dude,
Yeah,
imagine somebody comes to your house and tells you, "Hey, how much money did you make? Oh, you got $5? Give me 4."
Yeah.
And
Seriously.
fucked.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
yeah, and that, and people would hide that shit. Like, "Oh, I only made 3."
Yeah.
It's like, "Oh, really? Let me check." And then they scour through your house.
Yeah.
"Oh, what's this?" Boom, and take it.
And then they
That's
punish
crazy.
you for lying.
Yeah.
But you're like, motherfucker, I work so hard.
I
It's not for you. Like, goddamn.
Dude, people live like that for hundreds of years, suffered
That's crazy.
for hundreds of years.
Yeah.
And people, I mean, there's people worse than that like got enslaved and didn't
I
have.
think my grandma was telling me a story. She's passed away, but she was telling me this story that when she was young, she had this white horse, and then whoever was the ruler of the city or whatever, they just came over one day, and then they had lunch or whatever, and the guy was like, "Yeah, I really like this horse," and then he just took the fucking horse, bro.
Just took the
Yeah.
horse there.
Dang.
She was just like, "Okay, this is my horse now,"
Yeah.
and you can say shit. You know,
Yeah,
the guy
it's
was like the
Crazy.
ruler
Wait,
of
where
the
was
city.
this at? Or what?
This is Iran. This is fucking a long time ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is like probably like 100
40s,
years.
50s. Yeah.
Or I don't know.
Older than that.
Let me see. I would say this is probably like 67 years ago. 60
Okay.
years ago, 70
Dang,
years ago.
damn.
Yeah. But it was this like it was this specific city that had this specific ruler or whatever. But that's crazy.
That is
bro.
crazy,
I was
yeah.
like, what the fuck?
I love learning about it though, because like I said, like we talked about the knowledge aspect of it.
Yeah.
You don't want to repeat the same thing, even though there's a famous quote, history always repeats itself, and it always does in like every aspect. But learning about it gets you to a place where when you see things happening that way now, you're like, oh wait, that happened already. You know, like there are people that right now, like the older generation, talking about, oh, look at these kids now with all these with all these phones and all this technology. They got it easy.
Right.
But
That's
the
what
thing is,
people 2,000 years ago told them.
I feel like the younger
Yeah.
kids,
You know?
bro, I feel like the history that they write is kind of bullshit.
Yeah,
know what I mean?
definitely, bro.
Like
The
imagine
American history, like
no,
the
not American,
books.
just any history.
No,
I feel like
the textbooks. You mean? Right?
like, you know, like right now we're talking, this is getting documented. This is history.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is fucking history. Not some person having certain agenda, writing a book and going through 10 publishings,
Yeah.
and some guy is like, hey, I read that part, fuck that part, take that shit out.
Yeah.
You know, some ruler or something, they're like, I don't like this. And then you have to alter it to everyone's liking, and then you publish a book.
I think-
like, that's not true. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
Most of the time, we don't put we don't see these historical figures having the
Any
emotions
fuck-ups or anything.
and like what we deal with. Like we think that everything just went this way for Abraham Lincoln, that he just signed this Emancipation Proclamation. He became president. Like everything worked out for him. When I read this book by Doris Kearns Goodwin and about American history, and it's stated in his life that he didn't grow up like in a wealthy family, and he would walk to go and find books to read about and study law. When he was like 10 years old, he would read books to study and gain this knowledge. Like that's how he got there. Like it wasn't just he was placed in the presidential chair and became this great person overnight. No, it's like all these different aspects to it. And that's what anybody, and even the normal people then, like that didn't have any historical figure, like level to them, but they all went through different shit, and they all made their decisions based on what they thought was right at that time.
True.
You know, and we don't look at it from that angle most of the time. We look at it from, oh, these guys fucked up here. How did Hitler do this? How did
Right.
no, like
right,
then you see like this the situation that happened to him, and maybe it was wrong. Yes, it's wrong to do what the actions that he did, but learn why it happened, because
So you prevent from
Yeah.
some shit brewing to become that again or whatever. Yeah.
and I mean slightly that's happening right now with Putin and the war over
Slightly,
there.
it happened already.
Yeah, I
bro.
know, but like by slightly, I mean it hasn't gone to the nuclear
Yeah.
stage yet.
That would be fucking awful. That would be so bad.
Yeah,
That would be really bad, bro.
yeah,
That would be bad.
That's crazy. That like to me, nuclear shit has been around for like 30, 40 years, and they like
longer
it's
than that,
scary.
I'm pretty sure.
It's longer.
yeah. Because Hiroshima was
Oh, you're right. It was
like
World War II.
1940s. Yeah,
Holy shit! It's been like 80 years.
80 years.
Damn. See, that's the thing. Like for 80 years, you
And they
have this
blew up a lot
technology.
more than that. Like in Nevada. You'll probably still see like the place where they blew it up if you find it, or in the Pacific Ocean. It's fucking terrible.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Is like you have this technology for 80 years, and every country is using it or trying to have it. Some countries don't have it. They're trying to have it to use it against each other instead of like trying to fix shit. You know what I mean?
Like
imagine
if they just
all
had
the
a normal
energy.
conversation. Imagine world leaders were like right here, just talking. They would figure 90% of the problems out. 90%.
I feel like they wouldn't, because at the same time, the world leaders are not like the normal person. Like they're not the average people. You know what I mean? So they don't even know about the half the struggles of the average person.
Yeah, that's also true.
Let alone the people that are like have even more problems, like the homeless people that you guys mentioned. You know, because they're like in a different fucking sector.
Realm.
Yeah. They're like, especially when you're in power for too long, bro. Like you get
desensitized.
Yeah. But like that's what I'm saying. Like imagine all the resources and all the shit that goes to different wars that it was to spend on like shit that matters.
Yeah, shit that matters.
Yeah,
crazy.
that's crazy.
That'd be a different world.
I think we still spend the most for the military, right? Like $600 billion or something a year. Or,
Well, I mean,
don't know exactly
like
what it is.
I don't know if you've ever watched The Walking Dead. Have you?
No, I haven't.
Okay, so The Walking Dead is basically like this group of people that zombies start taking over. Everyone's sick, and when they die, they become zombies.
Yeah.
Every normal person that is alive is going to become a zombie. And I think I watched this shit in high school, and I didn't even finish it. But what I learned from that was that all these zombies were trying to kill all these people that are not dead yet, right? And these people would come and unite together and start killing these zombies, make a little community, and they would beat the zombies. They would have like an ecosystem that's working, right?
Yeah.
And then some other fucking group of people, some other community would come along, and then they start having fucking wars against each other as they're trying to fucking fight the zombies. And then the one colony would go to shit, or maybe even both.
Right.
And it showed that humans just have it in their DNA to fuck with each other.
Yeah.
You know, they can't just chill there by themselves and be happy with their resources, not fuck with other people.
That's what that book, Fly something. I forget the book.
Not to kill.
I don't even know what you're talking
Like
about.
some fly. I forget what
Some
it's
fly?
No.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah,
The kids, right?
Yeah, the kids. There's the conch shell. We read about it in middle school, probably. I forget what it's called.
I have no clue what you're talking about.
I forget. The people are like screaming at their computer right now.
World of no. Fuck.
Something flies or some
Fly?
shit.
I have no clue, bro.
Yeah, there's this book, and it's pretty much about that same thing. Like these guys are on the island, and the person with the conch shell has the power to speak, or their decision. Lord of the Flies. That's what it is.
I have no clue what that is.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I read it a long time ago, but
Shit, I wanna know what that is.
yeah,
It's
Is it a movie or a book?
I think it's both.
I
right?
think it might be a movie. Yeah, maybe.
Might be
maybe.
both.
But definitely a book. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely book.
I need to learn about that.
Yeah.
That came up to me because I was like, yeah, that's kind of a similar
Yeah.
aspect to it. But yeah, that's human nature, I think, and that's part of what we talked about earlier about the ego wanting.
Oh, ego. Yeah, that plays a big fucking role.
That's awesome.
Definitely.
But the ego gains more power, I think, when it gets back to the survival state. Like right now, our stomachs are full. You know, we're like healthy. We're not surviving. We're not having to go hunt every single day.
Right.
Like we've gotten to a place
Like
in our.
you ever heard of Liver King?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah, like that?
If I could go hunt for
If you want to see it right now, it would be testicles. We gotta have some
Testicles. It's like, you guys want to try ball sex?
That's funny.
What about him though?
Oh, because you just said we have to go hunt for you don't have to go hunt for food. And I just thought about that real quick.
Dude, that guy's on another level. Like he's a full-on carnivore diet, right? Yeah. I mean, I guess, to each their own, whatever.
Yeah.
But
No, I don't hate on him. I feel like some of the shit he says is true, but the thing is, he has a whole ranch, and the shit that he eats raw is from his ranch. So the average person cannot go to fucking Ralph's or somewhere Costco, buy meat and just start fucking eating it raw.
yeah.
Because that shit could be from 100 different animals, and then it goes through a whole process. You know?
Yeah. And the thing about that, like people talk about, oh, we should eat more, like it should be sourced from a better place, like humanely produce meat and everything. But how do you feed 7 billion people? Like how does one do that? And
I think it's very doable.
I know. But the reason the way our meat factories are run, the reason why it's like a process, like a factory, how it's run is not because not everybody can have a ranch, like you said, and kill one for their family and then have the other ones and then feed them. Like that's not how it works. Other people, like restaurants, need bags of that stuff. Like they need, tons of chickens every day. And so they are every week. And
you think we'll ever
you need that.
Maybe it's a stupid question. Do you ever think we'll run out of shit like that?
You think we just run out of food resources?
It's possible.
Yeah.
Only if we fuck it up to the point like with the environment where it doesn't even grow anymore.
Yeah.
Like plants, like I feel like growing animals is not as hard. Like having chickens and cows and shit. But what could go wrong is making like plants. Because if you fuck up the soils, then you fucked.
Right.
You can grow shit on it.
But somehow we learned that. Like the guy who fucking understood that principle of not planting seeds in the same soil every single harvest or every single year for that harvest. Like that guy's a genius, I guess. Like he did it enough times where it failed. He's like, all right, let me just fucking plant it on this land. Yeah. Oh, it grows over here.
But I feel like definitely like the world has enough resources to feed like 7 billion
talking
people.
to the mic.
Yeah, 100%. Wait, you couldn't hear me at all? Or?
I mean, I heard you, but not directly.
Okay, shoot. Yeah. How far do I have to go back?
Just
from
keep
the
on
beginning,
talking.
No, I was saying that I feel like the world has enough resources to feed 7 billion people easily.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, if we were stopped to have like lands and all that shit to have it be that we have the resources to feed people, then we would be fucked. But having the knowledge to how to grow all these animals and plants and all that, I think we have plenty of land to do that, plenty of everything to have it be sustainable. It's just that like a lot of people in different countries are not at
don't or lack the resources to do it.
They lack the resources, but they're far. I feel like distance is what fucks everything.
Far as in like you mean like
far as in, you know how you need trucks to have like shit move from different places to places, and maybe like there's maybe some guy
like cargo and stuff like that too. That's why a lot of it's still kind of stuck and all that.
Yeah, basically, like there's only certain parts on Earth that you have certain resources, not just food, just like let's say diamonds or whatever, and you have to get all the shit from that part and send it everywhere.
Right. Yeah.
That's difficult.
True. That's true.
Yeah, like almonds grow in California, but people want almonds in New York. Yeah. What are you gonna do? Like you gotta. I mean, I think they do a pretty fucking good job. Yeah, they do a good job.
At least in the U.S.
I wouldn't have figured that shit out. Like
not everywhere. Not every country is like as good in this section as the U.S. is, but. Like, I feel like just because like even every restaurant, I don't know if you guys have worked at a restaurant before, but there's like so much
I've
food
watched
waste.
a lot of YouTube videos.
So much food waste, bro.
Oh yeah.
There's like way too much food waste at every single restaurant. They cannot avoid it. To have the quality of food to give out, there's gonna be food waste. If you want to have efficiency, there's gonna be food waste. Like Taco Bell, I remember I worked at Taco Bell in high school, and they would have these like stations that you would. I mean, you're not cooking food. Everything is already pre-made. You would just stack it on top of each other and then wrap it up and give it out to the drive-thru to just be faster or whatever. But your table had all these holes. So when you're like shoving all this shit in like taco shells or whatever, it would fall in that. And at the end of the shift, when you would take that little drawer out, there would be so much fucking food, like maybe like 4 or 5 pounds of food in that. Yeah. Like it could be vegetables and meat and whatever. And we throw it away. Obviously, you have to throw it away because it looks nasty. Yeah. But everything comes at a cost. Like efficiency, you're gonna fuck up. Food is gonna get wasted. Yeah. Super high quality. There's gonna be shit you're gonna burn. There's gonna be shit you gotta throw away.
How do you prevent that though? How do you prevent not?
That's why there's like you
gotta cut on the efficiency. You gotta cut on some quality and just really take your time.
Forget that one.
And then that way you don't waste a lot of food.
Yeah.
But then the thing is, like let's say there's one restaurant that makes a fuck ton of food. You're gonna feed your entire population. But what's cool is in Europe, there's like restaurants that have this. There's this app actually. There's this app that connects all these restaurants. And let's say somebody fucks something up, some order, instead of throwing it away, they just like put that food up on the app, and someone can come pick it up for free.
Yeah, see, that's cool. Or like
if shit
give
like
it,
that
just
is
give
like,
it.
yeah.
No waste, basically.
Yeah, no waste, basically, yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, but I
That's a
mean, even
good way
to
to do it.
perfect that, because the thing is, ideally, you would want someone that cannot afford it to have that food rather than someone who's wealthy, you know? But then anyone could have it. Though.
Yeah.
And that
First
only
come,
works
first
in a
serve.
place where there's a lot of people. Like, you can't have that in
Yeah.
a place where there's only 1,000 people. And
Yeah,
then,
you want to have somewhere populous and everything in a close proximity. Like if you have, let's say, like you have a restaurant that does that in Corona, some guy from LA cannot fucking drive all the way to Corona to get that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and that's the part of figuring it out, right? Like,
Yeah, but having an idea. I mean, look, Amazon fucking did it, bro.
Yeah.
Now in the US, like in California, at least half the shit we ordered, like you can get it in one day.
Yeah.
One
One day.
fucking day. It's
That's crazy.
Yeah,
Hey, maybe we shouldn't let that go to waste then, huh?
maybe.
yeah, we got some
Yeah.
peanut butter and jelly that Daniel made for us.
Yeah, it's kind of dry.
Hey, you
like,
know
I'm
what, bro?
lying.
I'm pretty hungry though.
Yeah,
All right,
take
enjoy it. Enjoy
yeah,
it.
Take it.
Dang, I didn't get the water though.
Yeah, you
That's
definitely
fine.
need water. It's dry as fuck.
Dry as fuck.
Do you want the other one?
I know, it's fine. I'm good.
It's yours.
I know. I'll eat it later. I'm
Alright.
good right now. I also have this cereal bar my mom
You
gave
have a
me.
cereal bar?
Nice.
Yeah.
He's like, let's trade. He's
Yeah,
like,
you can
fuck
have this
dry.
You already ate half of it in one bite.
Isn't it dry? It's dry as fuck. Yeah.
A little bit.
I already had one. It's crazy.
dry as in like the bread itself?
Yeah, it's just
like
like dry.
not much jelly and stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's just dry. I was rushing it, bro. I was already late.
Really?
I was late as fuck going to Sham. Yeah. I rushed.
up late or what?
No,
He
I woke
set
up at like 7,
The
bro. I
alarms
fucked
he
up.
set.
So I woke up at 7. I set an alarm to study till like 8 or whatever. And then I realized my phone has no fucking battery. And I was like, shit, I need to charge my phone. And
so
then I didn't put an alarm for that to realize I need to fucking get ready and leave. And then I got ready like at 8:25 and I was like, holy shit. Yeah, this is late. I have to be there in 5 minutes.
Yeah.
And it took me 20 minutes to get there.
Damn.
And then it took
And
you
then
to the wrong
I went to the
address.
wrong house, bro. I went to the wrong. I was like, this shit looks familiar, but this is not it.
Yeah.
Oh, so this is your first time being in his house today?
No.
No.
I've drove many times, bro. I was just
Yeah,
stupid
he ate
today.
dinner at my house too. So.
Yeah, I've been inside his house.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
I still haven't been in your house.
yeah, come by. Both of you guys. Like my
Thank you,
dad
bro.
keeps asking, like, when are you gonna invite these guys for dinner, bro?
Really?
Like,
Oh,
yeah.
thank you.
Bro, yeah. That's
Yeah.
definitely come along.
Come by, bro. Yeah. So
Well, yeah, it took me to a different neighborhood. Then I called Sham. I was like panicking. I was like, fuck, I'm already late. I went to the wrong neighborhood. I called him. He sent me the address again, drove there.
yeah.
And then as soon as I hopped out of my car, we hopped in his car.
Yeah.
So it was fast.
Yeah, that's how it always is. We always do that.
Yeah.
We just drop off his pedal and we go.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. I mean, I'm glad we made it work today.
Yeah.
It's
I'm so
Yeah.
glad.
This
It
was-
was an experience.
I know
for
this
sure.
has been a fun fucking time, bro.
Yeah.
Like it's always fun doing this with especially with friends. Like as long as I've known each of you guys,
Yeah.
like every time we get together, it's not like we had to
Think
like
about it.
figure out like what we're gonna talk about or anything. It's just like click right away. Any
Yeah.
conversation, any topic, you know.
Honestly, I'm gonna be honest. I feel like this one kind of like it was like a flow. Like everything
flow,
was perfect.
everything
Yeah.
flowed. And that's
Not
what
that I thought it was gonna be bad, but I was like, dang, this flew better than I thought it was gonna flow.
Mhm. Yeah, it was
Very
fun.
dope.
Should we wrap it up now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you for the beer.
Yeah,
I appreciate you.
We'll have a few more some other time. Maybe next time. Like if we didn't do it in the morning, I would have brought some whiskey. And
Oh, you know what?
We did that one
Next
time.
time we do it, I'll try to drink a little bit. I'll bring ASAP Rocky's whiskey.
Okay,
you
we'll
gotta
try
try
it.
that.
We'll try it.
Try that,
Okay,
bro.
thank you.
Except Rocky
I appreciate
with
you.
the whiskey. You haven't opened it up
I
at all?
have. It's it's very strong, and I'm not like a big like you guys are. I'm not a drinker, but it's
Talk
good.
into the mic.
It's good. It's good. The whiskey's very good. I like it.
Yeah, okay.
I opened it up for my mom and dad. And my mom like, whoa, this is really good. And I was like, yeah.
Yeah. What's the flavor profile like? I know you don't know.
40%, I think, or something like that. Is that what you're talking about? Or
No, like the taste. Does it have like honey or like is it like straight bourbon whiskey? I don't know.
It's like a Japanese. I don't know.
Was it Japanese?
Yeah, it's
whiskey?
Japanese.
Oh shit!
Okay.
It's like
Those
a
are
Japanese and
strong,
Canadian.
bro.
Yeah.
Okay, that's dope.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
That's what you're talking about. That's what you're talking
Yeah,
about.
yeah,
Yeah,
Okay.
no,
just the flavor.
there's like a Japanese whiskey. I forgot. Fuck, I forgot the name.
Centauri.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is amazing.
That's
That
really-
shit is
yeah.
strong. Yeah.
Centauri.
The one my dad got it when he went to Japan. Like he got it from Japan.
No way.
And that one was smooth as fuck. I don't know if the other one over here that they have might be a different kind, but that one was smooth.
Bro, the first
all
time
the
I
way
ever
through.
tried that, it was this friend of mine, Arvin. Shout out to him. I was watching my friend's dog. He wasn't even there. And another friend of mine who's friends with him was in his house, and I was in his house. We were watching his dog, and he bought a bottle of that, and we're like, all right, let's try this.
Yeah.
Shit was strong, bro.
Really?
Yeah, I love it though.
Yeah. That's a good whiskey.
Yeah.
I love whiskey because that's a social like a guy thing. Like, you know, like you can conversate off whiskey, like a whiskey and a cigar.
But not a lot of people like it. Like, you're a whiskey guy. I know that. I like whiskey too a lot. I think maybe I know like a handful of people. I can count in my hands that like whiskey. A lot of people don't like whiskey.
Yeah, I think when you get a little older, more people like, I don't know that many people our age.
Yeah, I don't know. But you and I started early, bro. You and I have been liking whiskey for a minute.
I know. I'm glad I started early because then you don't know what your limit is, of course, and also like what you like and don't like, and you just get a better understanding of alcohol. You're not afraid of it. You're not like trying to catch up with everybody. You just know like this is like the types of alcohol I like, this the amount that I need, everything. So yeah, I'm glad we had a few
That being
beers.
said, don't drink and drive.
Yeah, don't drink and drive. We're all 21 here legally. If you're in any other country watching this, follow those rules as well.
Yeah.
If you're in France, the kids that are 16 in France, they're like, I'm right there with you.
Yeah.
Dude, that some countries have like, I'm pretty sure really low age limit, like even lower than 16, bro. It's fucking crazy.
It's crazy how that is too. Like even for like marriage and stuff like that, you can you get married really, really early.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was there. I went to France when I was 16, and they did not give a fuck. Like, I could have been 12, and they would have just handed me a beer.
That's crazy.
Really?
Yeah.
Damn.
I think I had a slight beard, maybe a slight beard, so maybe I look like 17, maybe I look 16. I don't know.
Did you have your facial?
Not this much.
Oh, okay.
But
Like, they don't ID, they just give it to you.
no ID,
That's
no
so
nothing.
dope.
Like, dude, people there don't, or it's just a slower pace and more social. Like, especially in Paris. By 4 or 3 p.m., they're already outside at the bars drinking. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, the workplace knows that it ends at 3 or 4, and they're out there happy hour every day. Weekends, any weekday, you'll see everything packed.
Yeah.
Everybody's drinking, everybody's socializing, cigarette smoke through the roof. You know, like it's just a different place. Man.
Yeah.
That's why I love traveling. But
Yeah, definitely.
all right, we'll wrap this up. Thank you guys.
It's been a
Yeah,
pleasure.
thank you, man,
by.
bro. We
Yeah.
appreciate it big
Yeah.
time.
Thank you so
It's
much.
always fun.
Yeah, 2 hours here. So
Reals?
yeah, bro, went by
Oh shit! Yeah.
like crazy.
12:22.
But yeah, thank you everybody for listening. Thank you guys again.
Thank you
for coming by.
Appreciate it, bro.
Have a good one, everybody.
Take it easy.
Peace.